They change anything? Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Bussin with the Boys, a special episode of Bussin with the Boys, episode 226, because we had a week off, boys.
And we're back.
And the boys, I'll tell you what, there's a lighter energy in here. You could feel it. 2 weeks ago, everybody was a little bit drained, got the batteries back to neutral. Now we got a big 6 months.
A little bit of color.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to, a little bit of color on JP.
Yeah.
Seems like, Mitch, you got a little sunburn going.
Yeah. Jack's always got a little olive to him.
Jack's always got that little.
Good for you, Jack. But all of us who are fighting that good fight, everyone's got a little more of a tan on them.
Yeah.
It looks good. But you know who never lets the batteries go down?
Never.
That's the Chevy Silverado, dude.
Always keeps their tone.
Always keeps their tone. You know we're truck guys through and through, and the Chevy Silverado has been a partner with unstoppable grit and determination. It's been our most valuable truck. And now the first ever all-electric Silverado joins the franchise. We got a chance to see these things and experience it. It is a game changer. Available 400-mile range, GM estimated on a full charge, over 10 feet of length in the bed with a multi-flex tailgate combined with the multi-flex midgate, large 17-inch diagonal display screen. It can tow up to 10,000 pounds of max towing, 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds with WOW mode.
Still a working title. Still my 40 time back in the day.
Still your 40 time back in the day. Up to an impressive 185 foot-pounds of torque. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more.
It can haul around all of your tailgating needs. Taylor was saying we got a chance to experience this bad boy. Where were we?
We were in Colorado.
Colorado, that's right.
Colorado.
We're about to go to Arizona.
Yeah.
We were in Colorado. Unfortunately, caught an L there because the boys, Team Lawan, mopped us up a little bit with it.
But which brings us into a good segment because I caught a big W, caught a massive W, but I think an even bigger W was what you caught 3 days later at the ASU spring game. And that brings us to what's going to happen tonight at 6:30 p.m. CT time.
Right.
There is a charity softball game, and for whatever reason, the sick bastards who put this game together,
Olds of Honor,
have put me and Will on different teams.
Everybody always wants to do that. They're always like, we're going to split up Will and Taylor. We're going to split you guys up. We're going to split you guys up. And
we're glue guys. You can't have two glue guys in one locker room.
It always causes that silent competitiveness that goes on.
But here's the deal. That's me. I actually ordered that because your boy's hungry. You can just put that. We got a podcast to do now. But I will say, like, every single time, even if we're split together or we're just playing a game like it's Risk, like we do, for whatever reason, never want the other one to win.
That's true.
It's not about winning most of the time. It's about making sure the other individual doesn't win.
Not.
And that's something that we should probably unpack someday.
Yeah, for sure. Because this softball game, like, I'm fired up about who I have on my team and everything else. But ultimately, like, the little voice in the back of my mind is like, stack this dub on Taylor. It's public dub.
It's your why. It's your why.
Yeah.
I'm more worried about just playing well. Like, I haven't swung a bat in over half a decade.
I was surprised because I was trying to fill you out for some shit talking the other day when I was like, just letting you know we're going to mercy rule you. And then I sent you the video of the diving catch.
Yeah, which was impressive. Even when I saw that, I go, damn, he's really, Will might actually have it.
I don't really know. And I'm like, he's not.
I got to get out there. I'm glad we're going a few hours early. I know you went there a couple years ago and you kind of just showed up and played. Good on you, by the way. Those are young, healthy knees.
After a little torn hamstring, JP knows.
Yeah, BPC 157.
BPC 157 got me right in 7 days.
You get that. Like, I just don't know what to expect out of myself, so I don't want to go in there and talk a big game. But I will say, if I'm feeling it, I'm going yard. And I'm going to say this now because this won't be airing till tomorrow. I might bunt my first at bat and try to run it out to first. Just to see how the wheels are feeling. Just to see how the wheels are feeling. Haven't really ran at all.
Nothing. The scariest part about playing softball, especially when you haven't played in a while, is if you miss your first swing. Oh,
and then all the boys.
When you miss your first swing, like, it's tough because you're just getting that soft toss, dude.
Yeah, and that thing's just up in the air. What was that Rookie of the Year? When the big fucking burly guy and the kid loses his powers and he has to soft toss it to the guy?
I don't think.
Is that Rookie of the Year?
Oh,
what movie is that?
Where he like.
Major League? No, it's not
Major League.
League.
About where he like
the kid, he falls on his elbow and all of a sudden he's got super fast
right.
speed.
Yeah,
and like in the World Series or something, and he can't do anything but soft toss it. The guy's like grunting at the ball and misses. Anyway,
what a fucking movie, by the way. Like, you hurt your elbow and you just get to toss it like 110 miles an hour,
like this, and all of a sudden it just fucking rips. Pull up. Can I see the roster? I need to see who my teammates are.
I don't know if they have the roster released online because I'm looking for it.
I think it was on Instagram where you can swipe.
Yeah. It was on Instagram. I saw Jelly Roll as my partner, but here's the thing that
Jelly's the captain, Team Jelly.
Yeah. I don't know why I said partner. Teammate, captain, my fearless captain, which is great. And I love Jelly. But the situation we're going into.
He's on a hot streak right now. We gotta blow out that fire.
And I will, and also too, another thing that scares me is Riley Green being on your team. The way he was talking, like this man doesn't even do ping pong.
Yeah.
He's like, man, fuck that shit. I want to play against somebody who's athletic and do it.
He was the MVP when I played a couple years
Like,
ago.
who's this guy on the right? Who's that?
That's Brantley Gilbert.
Yeah, dude, look at his muscles. Are you kidding me?
And then we got the Backstreet Boy himself.
Oh, he's not
Brian Luttrell.
He's not gonna swing nothing.
Then we got
I got Mikey C. I love that.
But he's a wrestler. Like there's nothing that worries me about Chandler. Like in the octagon on the wrestling mat, he's got it.
I don't know. Did you see the spinning back fist I put on him this weekend?
Yeah, you would have slept him.
I would have slept the shit out of him. But
I'm
Hardy,
not worried about him with any. Hardy might be nice.
Hardy texted me last night and goes, "You ready to hit piss missiles tomorrow?" I just thought,
gonna fire you up.
thank God.
Yeah,
I was so fired. I was like, all right.
You got Ernest too. Ernest was a ball
Ernest
player.
can fucking play now. He can put. That's a bad omen. That's a bad omen.
Will's already holding the belt.
He touched it. He touched it. That's bad luck.
Dude, we got
Be cool to it. That was a gift. That was a gift.
we got Chris Lane. Chris Lane, he's a shortstop now. That boy is
He
athletic.
played college baseball, UNC Charlotte.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
No wonder
Oh,
he's so fucking good.
fuck.
I remember when we were watching him when he was on the other team. I was like, "Fuck, man, this dude is nice."
Oh yeah, we got the police officer. Listen,
No, that's us, brother.
That's you?
Yeah,
Oh, Team
Sean
Green.
Booth, Julia Cole's athletic,
Booth has an athletic build. I don't think he's an athlete though. I will say that.
Missy Franklin, Olympian,
Olympian in what?
softball.
No.
Just kidding, swimming.
No. Just had to tell the boys, pull it back. Put it back.
Oh,
Who else? Is that it? Is that the whole list?
You got Cortland Finnegan. I bet he's solid.
Yeah. Funny thing about Cortland Finnegan, I feel like the first 7 years I was in Nashville, everywhere I'd go, they'd be like, "Oh, you just missed Cortland. He was here 15 minutes ago. Oh, he was here 25 minutes ago. Oh, he was here yesterday." Never met him in my life.
Dude, I think he'd be a good conversation on the bus with the fights he's been in the league. Like,
Yeah.
those would be fun to talk to.
He got pieced up by Andre Johnson now. Like,
but
no.
he was always about it. Now.
He was like the OG honey badger.
I was gonna say it too, dude. He's just like a little fucking honey badger. He doesn't give a shit. Doesn't care if he's too small.
Just let it rip.
Yeah,
Let it rip. But he did catch hands from Andre Johnson. I will. I mean, that
He
is
did.
the reality of the situation.
yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. Keeps it moving.
Yeah. Just keep fucking moving forward. That's what you do. But that's gonna be really exciting. And
Yeah.
after a whole week off for the boys, like it was amazing. You want to talk about your week off?
Absolutely.
You wanna
We
dial
can,
me
we,
in?
we can dial it in, bro.
Because I feel like we didn't talk very much.
We didn't talk a whole lot. We talked like once I got back. Like we got on the
Yeah.
phone or sent
Yeah.
a couple voice messages.
Once
back
you
and
got
forth.
back is when I left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, 30A is where it's at, boys. I'm talking. I went to Rosemary Beach for the first time. Charles always wanted to go. Conned me in, talked to me into going, booked a spot ahead of time. You know, I'm always like a last minute planner. I'm always like, and then when you do it, you don't seem really enthused. Like I'll get enthused when I get there.
Yeah.
You're a guy who's pointed that out as well. But
Me and Charles
30A,
are bitch.
30A, annual trip.
Yeah.
Annual trip. Like Rue, I want that to be like a beach she checks out or she sees every year, grows up going there, gets excited. Maybe she invites a friend one day as she gets older. She invites him along, wants to tell him about the trip. But white powdered beaches, different shades of blue in the ocean, not overwhelmingly crowded. Like, yes, there's some people, but not like, you know, I've been to Destin a couple times and on the holidays, those things are crowded. You know what I mean? But you travel down to 38 a little bit, which is a little uppity for sure. But dude, it's a vibe, man. I'm talking townhouses. They got these brick roads, so it's narrow. It reminds me a lot of Italy. I've never been to Italy, but
Yeah, but the pictures you've seen, the
the pictures
screensavers.
I've seen, it reminds me a lot of Italy.
yes.
But just like one of those spots where it's like you can access the beach right outside of all these little townhouse communities, and you can invite, like, we can have several of us go with our families, and everybody's got their own little townhouse. It's like a do what you want vibe.
Oh.
They got coffee shops there, great spots to eat, no reservations. So you go, especially for families, you go around 4:30 or 5 when they open up. You get seated. If you wait a little bit longer, it'll be like an hour wait. But there's no reservations. Everything's walkable. You're wanting to ride a bike. You're wanting to walk 20 minutes every morning.
An active little deal.
Yes, you're wanting to sit on the little park benches. Like, it's just fountains. Like, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Arthur Smith was there.
No shit.
Yeah,
You
he's
guys
got a
have
place-
dinner? You guys hang out?
No, he was he was like going out when we were kind of coming in. He invited me over one evening, but didn't make it over there. But it seems like he's in Alice Beach, which just seems like that's like next to Rosemary. But it seems like a nice spot. He shot me his address. I zoomed in on the GPS. It seemed like a nice
When you
spot.
say next to Rosemary, like how far are we talking here? A mile?
Yeah, so
Is it all kind
you
of
got-
close?
Yeah, it's all kind of close. So there's like 38, right? And somebody help me out. You guys said you grew up going there, but it seems like there's like Alice Beach, Rosemary, Inlet Beach, and these are all in between like Destin, Florida, and Panama City. So if you want to fly, you'd fly into Panama City, and you're talking like a 15-minute drive.
Oh shit, not bad at all.
Yeah, not bad at all. Which is
I love
honestly, I saw Ben Jones was down there.
Yeah,
I saw him at the Donut Hole. Donut Hole was awesome.
Donut Hole.
Yeah,
I saw Mike Sullivan, assistant line coach for the Titans at the airport yesterday. He's like, man, you lost a lot of weight. I was like, for every pound I've lost, Ben's gained. But Ben was also hitting me yesterday. He's like, hey, were you working out? Ben's gonna start working out with me.
Oh, that's
at
awesome.
this spot, the little 6 a.m. spot I'm going to.
He literally texted me this morning and goes, UGA mascot respect. I guess he was listening to the recent episode we did.
He listens
mascots.
to the show. Like he hit me up like 4 or 5 times this week.
Yeah.
I guess he was on that drive to Alice Beach. That's awesome.
But he was telling me, he goes, bro, next time you go a mile up the road, you find like a lot of nice communities, a lot of good spots with like playgrounds and everything else, and not as crowded, like not as public and everything.
You're already saying it wasn't that crowded.
And cheaper. So I'm like, brother, you're speaking my language.
That's everything you need.
Sending me links to like potential spots we can go.
Ben's like that. Super
Ben is
helpful.
like that. Yes.
If you ever want to find a place, Ben would be the best realtor in Nashville. He's always on Zillow.
Yeah,
always
he's
ripping
always
around.
on it, bro.
Always on Zillow.
He's like, I was thinking about buying a place. I was like, man, I popped on Zillow too because it was so nice down there. I'm like, bro, it is insane down there.
Is it expensive?
Yes.
It's wild because I know with some of the Tomlins, they bought their place. They told me what they bought it for, which was not overwhelmingly expensive, and they sold it for like double or triple like 2 years
I'm
later.
sure. Yeah, it definitely seems like a place that like just jumped.
Maybe we the boys go halvesy on one, keep it as like a little Airbnb.
Maybe. Brother, I'm telling you, some of these prices are.
Oh, it's like
we're
that?
talking like around 3,000 square feet, and we're talking in between the 6 to 8 range. Like
I'm out.
Yeah, it's
I'm
pretty
out.
ridiculous.
Get that in Cabo for way cheap.
Yeah, but all in all, it was an incredible time. We were there for 5 days. My shout out to that was having a TV in the room. It was nice having a TV in our room.
Yeah.
Like going and laying in bed and just watching TV and watching movies because we don't have a TV in the room.
At your house?
Nice. Yeah. We don't have one. When we get in the room, it's time to get naughty and it's time for sleep.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's a nice little rule.
Yeah. I mean, we go to sleep fast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the boy gets in quick.
You get naughty fast too.
Exactly.
Which one do you do faster?
Yeah. It just depends. If I got to ask the question and she's about it, we'll still be asleep probably sooner because I feel like we talk more.
Yeah.
Like she likes to pillow talk a little bit. I'm like,
Yeah.
sweetheart, let's get the tunes on.
Yeah. The pillow talk to me is always like when I'm like laying in bed. I don't know if Charlo does this, but Talon will just go and like put her pajamas on or whatever and then lay in bed. And then an hour later go brush her teeth and get ready for bed. I'm like, why wouldn't you just get ready for bed right now?
Yeah.
I don't understand
She
it.
gets ready first, but it always seems like when she wants to hit the pillow, like that's the time to talk about everything going on.
Dude,
And I'm thinking, can we not handle this?
Yeah.
Like,
and then they get upset and
dinner?
you're like, well, we had an hour ago.
Yeah,
we could have done whatever.
yeah. We were just chilling, binging Netflix and stuff
Dudes
like that.
bitching
Like,
about their wives, episode
Yeah,
226.
and I'm sitting there, I'm like, hey, sweetheart, like it's time to get some shut eye.
What are we doing?
This is a conversation. This
kinda-
isn't like
Yeah.
you're not like filling me in on something. Like
Right.
this is, you want me to be receptive and contribute.
Like think about it and have a response that contributes to the conversation. Yeah, it's tough because at first I'll kind of like shorter answers. Maybe they'll pick it
Gotta
up.
give them the hint.
Yeah, hey, and then you kind of turn your head and like
Yeah.
be a little louder or whatever.
What happens? Charles
And
like,
then they're like,
all right.
hey, are you not into this conversation? You're like, no, I am. And you're like, damn, I really got to talk about
I'll
this.
tell you what the move is. That's the whole, you know how we've messed around with taping our mouth while we sleep?
Yeah.
You tape your mouth back. I'm going to tape my mouth shut. And she'll be like, okay, you don't want to talk anymore. I'm like, oh, yeah, you can still talk to me. I'm just letting you know. Like, oh, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm putting it on. Give me a kiss goodnight.
Damn.
Once you put the tape on, there ain't nothing you can do.
When I first started doing the mouth tape thing, I literally went through like I would open a little pack of that. I'm not gonna say the tape because no free shout outs, but I would start to put the tape on, and then she'd say something, I'd like pull it off, and then it would lose its stick, and I have to like get a new one.
And then you're like,
damn, bro.
Yeah, you like, I gotta. Okay.
And then that little thing you just did right there, that's a fucking. You're asking for it with that. brother. You're asking to catch some fucking hands with that little gesture.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
dude.
yeah.
But anyway,
All
but
in
no
all,
TV
great
in
week.
the room.
Yeah, great week.
No TV in the room.
Then we got back, went out to eat a couple nights. We had a couple of our friends in town, had a couple stogies. It was a tremendous week off.
I love that. I
Tell
love
us
it.
about yours. Did you win again?
Yeah, one again, 65, boom, in and out. It was.
You've taken Vegas now for about what, $500,000?
No, I did the numbers.
Getting close.
395, which bums me out because I was, if I would have known, I would have just tried to bink in a 5 right there if I could have.
I'm sure we could find a 5W somewhere along
Yeah, we'll
Vegas
find it somewhere.
wins.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
I really just go off of what I've done with Dana, and then the one night that we got hammered, like that one night we got hammered.
Oh, you're talking about that before
I got
the spring
drunk
game.
and I just started putting chips down and it ended up working out. I probably would have started losing, but JP's in there going, stop, because I was up bigger, and then I lost a couple of hands. JP's like,
the voice
stop.
of reason.
But like that's the tone. But yeah, dude,
How was Napa?
Well, let me start before that because the family had a nice from Friday to Thursday, just nothing but the fam, and it was everything and more. Kids were all about it, dude. We were catching frogs, we were fishing, we were ripping around. Kids love those damn goats too. But we ended up going to Napa. When I was packing for Napa, I literally brought my computer. I was like, I have 500 unopened emails. Maybe I'll get some work done. Maybe I'll do some work.
Because when we were on the phone, you weren't the most excited. And I
wasn't.
Like, brother, you're gonna. It's a nice.
It's like it's a nice spot, but I'm not a wine guy, and I get weird about uppity stuff like that. I get weird. Yeah, I know.
Let's take
off.
off.
And I'm starting to realize that's my problem. I like it, but then also there's other things I'm like totally against. It's very weird. Because if you go back to like who do you want to party with, like the tier talk we did, I dropped 3 names that were like it would be a country club-esque party.
Yeah.
But I talk about country clubs, I don't like it. Anyway, we go to Napa. It's awesome. The Chandlers, we went with them, and they had they knew a bunch of people. They knew where to go. And the guy who was our driver, Tim, was awesome. He was telling pretty bad jokes, but he was a good vibe, so we were enjoying it.
Sometimes you need those.
Yeah, and so we hit 2 little wineries in the beginning. Wines, couldn't tell the difference between any of them. I could not tell one fucking difference.
Immature palate. It's all good.
They would ask me, what do you see here? And I would just do kind of the same thing we did with that smelling test we did a while back.
You were hitting the smelling test.
They were like, oh, that's very nice. I was like, I'm kind of just shooting from the hip here because I really had no idea. And then the next day, everyone's like, hey, how many wineries are you hitting tomorrow? We're like, 4. They're like, oh, don't do 4. That's way too many. We're like, we're going to do 4. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Who said don't do 4?
Everybody we told. The people in Napa. The people of Napa.
Yeah.
And so the next day, sure enough, we start 10 a.m. We go to the first one, get a little cooked because Mike knew this guy, Tom. He was pouring. We were revisiting. That's the word you use when you're in Napa. You don't say, hey, can I try this wine again? You say, hey, can I revisit this? And they just keep pouring for you. And there's a dump cup, which I fell in love with the name. You kind of just spit in there. None of us spit. We were all swallowing. We go to the next place, a place called Quintessa. That's the only place I found a wine that I thought, okay, this wine kind of fucks. I mess with this.
Is it a red? Is it a white?
It's a red.
Ooh.
A red. I did enjoy white though. But it was a 2011 Quintessa for those of you who are wondering. And we're drinking and then we're buying one. I'm thinking, I'm buying the wine, I'm like, I'm never gonna fucking drink this. But I'm drunk, so I'm like, yeah, we need this wine at the house. So we buy that one. The third one we get to, the Chandlers know them as well, and there's a picture that they have. It's like a table in this giant wine barrel, and there's wine glasses everywhere. They just kept pouring full glasses of wine. And that's where rumblings of Vegas happen.
I'll tell you what, the wine drinking is a vibe.
It's a vibe, dude. It's fun.
Especially those beautiful environments out there in Napa.
Napa's incredible. The weather is incredible. The people are so kind and nice.
And when they educate you, educate you.
Yeah, you had it.
Educate you about the wine.
Yeah.
And they talk about the climate and where it's different from across the pond and why it's different from
valley wine versus mountain wine because the grapes do this. You see the passion that these people have, and you're like, "Fuck, man, that's amazing!" I wish I could be like, "Yeah, I wanted to love wine so much more because I was around their passion." And the environment was insane. It was incredible. But we ended up getting hammered drunk. I threw up all over this restaurant's toilet. We got to the toilet though, but not a lot of it got in the toilet. And we ended up booking a flight for Vegas the next day, and we went to Vegas for 23 hours. So we flew from Napa to Vegas. Went to the UFC, binked them.
How was Vegas fight night?
It was awesome. It was we were in the same place at Apex spot. They had us right in the front. It was killer, dude. And we had a bunch of UFC fighters behind us, and we started talking to them. And they're now during the fight, telling us this is what this guy's thinking. They're educating us as they're fighting. This is what he's gonna try to do next. And sure as shit, the guy would try to do that thing he'd say. Shit. It was fucking awesome, man. It was just a really good time. But all that said, from the beginning of the story, I thought I was gonna, have a nice, relaxing weekend, and I essentially went on a 3-day bender. I essentially went on a 3-day bender. Got home last night, watched Pirates of the Caribbean, and fell asleep.
Did you get like you and the boys did in Vegas? This last trip in Vegas?
No, so Vegas was the most tame part. We day drink. We did some day drinking, played Chandelier in the room.
Great game.
Yeah, it was awesome. We hit 4 or 5 of those games. The boys wanted to go. We went down to the table as we were playing for a while, and I got banked for 5,000. And And then we went to the UFC, and I told Dana, I lost 5. He goes, don't gamble anymore. He went to dinner with Khabib. So he was at dinner at that Thai spot. No. He's like, ain't no way he's coming back. He said he's like 205 right now, though. Like, dude's fucking like that.
He said there's no way he's coming back.
That's the first thing I asked him. I was like, what do we think? Is he coming back? He goes, he's not coming back.
Khabib is not coming back to the UFC.
I don't even know if I should say that,
JP.
but they did have dinner. And he came back.
clip.
I literally waited for Dana until like 11:30. Like on everyone's gambling. I'm kind of watching and fun. Talon was fucking killing them. Like out there making money.
You're talking, you guys
they're playing
dice?
cards. This is me just
Okay.
doing a hand gesture. They're fucking
I'm thinking of you
killing
guys
them.
around the
21 killing
yeah.
them, dude.
Outside.
Yeah. But everything came in and it was like legit 10 minutes.
Did Mike gamble?
Mike didn't gamble like that, but Mike did gamble. I think he won like 5,000-6,000.
Oh, he won. He
Yeah,
won.
yeah, he won though.
I know he was in
won.
the gutter last
Yeah,
time.
he got in the gutter last time. But Kyle from the Nelk Boys, he was there. He was down 40. And then they were doing they weren't really working. They went to Hakkasan because it was one of his boys' birthdays. So they left like 10 minutes before Dana got there. And I was in a little group with them, and Kyle hit it, and he's like, hey, I'm down 40. We got to figure it. And Dana's like, oh, we'll get you right today. Don't worry. And so that's where it all leads back to. I need you to hit those tables hard and fast, brother. And I think you get away with murder.
Yeah. Trust me, I feel better about it. I definitely
good.
Every
And it's
story,
just,
I feel
it's
better
just
about
every
it.
single time I go, it's just like, oh, this feels safer for Will to do. You know?
I'm glad you're always thinking that way too.
Yeah. I was
Like
thinking
once
with
you
your
see,
boy.
once you see a chip thrown somebody's way, you're like,
I literally think
Will
of you
can do this.
immediately. I'm like, okay, Will's gonna love that. I gotta make sure and tell him that. Write that shit down, dude.
oh
But yeah, man, it was an awesome time. Got back, the kids were so stoked. It was sad though because we were gone for 72 hours, and like the day before we got back, Talon's mom hit us and she was like, Wynn woke up in the middle of the night crying. She was missing us and stuff. When we got back though, dude, they were all about it. They were so fired up. There's not a better feeling than not seeing your kid for a couple days and walking through the door and the excitement that they get. That is the coolest feeling in the world. They absolutely love it. They're ripping. They're like dogs. Like they can't really control their body. They're kind of just like rolling around and
want
so
to show
fucking
you
excited.
everything probably.
Well, yeah, exactly. They'll go grab a bone, put it in their mouth, and like, hey, this is what I got.
Yeah.
This is what I want to show you. But it was fucking awesome.
Being a
man.
girl dad's the best.
It is.
Hey, speaking of, you're listening to this. It's June 6th. You got 48 more hours.
48.
48 more hours until June 8th to order all of your dad merch, the girl dad merch. We got a lot of cool shit. Those the cream and green hats, those are sold out. Those are gone. So
That's
if
the
you
one.
guys,
That's the one you had that everyone loved, right?
yeah. Those are gone right now.
I
But
need one.
are there the dad ones that they get put in the store, Garrett, where it just says dad? Okay, so those are new that hit the shop, right? But if you want all of your merchandise for Father's Day, order it by the end of June 8th to get it for and by Father's Day.
I had a lot of people hit me about us doing grandfather hats. I like older people like in Napa that were like, you guys do those dad hats, yeah? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you should do grandfather hats.
Yeah, I think we should. I've thought about the old man too. I'm like, I think he'd like.
He'd love it.
Yeah,
He would love it.
I think
Get
old
those hats.
Bill watching Bussin'
Yeah.
with the boys on Tuesdays.
And then so I've been getting hit up a lot about dog dad hats too.
Dog dad.
Dog dad. So
Might need to keep our secrets close to the vest.
maybe we let the people speak and maybe they want that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that it's out there.
yeah.
Now that it's out there. But yeah, what a week, boys. Any highlights we want to talk about back there? Do you want to do an ad? Yeah.
I will talk about. Have you guys been using it? We used it our entire way to Rosemary Beach.
What'd you use?
Turo, the world's largest car sharing marketplace. Guys, listen up. I'm going to read this ad, but this is legit. With Turo, you can book any car you want for any occasion from a community of local hosts across the US, the UK, Canada, and Australia. You can book an SUV for a road trip, something easy and affordable for getting around on vacation, or test drive an EV. You can literally just rent any vehicle you want through Turo. You can even get a vintage car,
Ooh,
boy,
yeah.
or something classy for a special event or photo shoot. So if you want to flex, you want to stunt, you can rent it through Turo. Every trip is backed
JP,
by
I see
liability insurance. I will say that again. Every trip is backed by liability insurance. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Find your drive. Forget the boring rental cars.
At Turo.com.
Why forget the boring rental cars at Turo?
Get boring rental cars at Turo.
Like there's other companies you would go to the airport and they'd be sitting down there. You have to wait in a line. You don't have to do that with Turo.
Okay, I thought they were kind of saying they had
Turo.
boring rental cars, but yeah.
No.
Listen,
Tell us about that experience.
it was incredible. I mean, 7-hour drive. We needed to get an SUV, so we had more room with Rue to go down. Rue, she had a couple moments, but all in all, she traveled well, man. I got to tip my cap to her. She did phenomenal. She had her morning little nap on the drive, and she had her afternoon nap on the drive.
Oh, yes.
So you got to appreciate those things. But yes, we got an SUV, Chevy, of course, because Chevy.
Yeah.
But reading that, I would love to stunt around town and just like rent a vintage car.
And just rip
like,
it?
Yeah, test drive it around. You can test drive, you can do anything, bro.
That's awesome. It's affordable too.
Yeah.
If you're not going to break your back.
Yeah, because the whole thought process too is we didn't want to put miles on either of our cars, so we got on Turo, rent the car, use that for the entire vacation.
What a deal.
Yeah, it's a great deal. It's a great
That's
deal.
Outstanding. Boys,
People helping people, and that is
powerful stuff. I haven't used that in a while.
I know you have.
Dude, I did watch a Vince Vaughn movie on the flight back. Had a dream about Vince Vaughn last night.
What kind?
I had a dream that had redemption. I was on a plane, a giant plane, and there was it had a bar there, and I went up to him and I literally go, "Do you want to talk about it?" And then we had banter back and forth. Then the plane crashed. We were on a plane and it didn't make it off the runway, but it was in a weird way where there were these things we had to go up before and then end up going down. Everyone was fine. And I really didn't. I didn't.
Listening.
Yeah,
Guys,
everyone was
we
fine
were
in the plane
fine.
crash. But I did have a dream about Vince Vaughn last night, and I don't know if we fully worked it out, but there was a lot more banter, a lot more what I would have wanted
Yeah.
in the situation. But he was kind of giving me heat in the dream, for whatever.
Yeah.
But
So you guys aren't back yet?
no, yeah, it was a dream.
Yeah.
So
It would have been nice to know that there was light at the end
yeah,
of
there
the
would have
tunnel.
been, yeah. But I need that redemption.
Yeah.
And Bussin posted something that said, "Don't meet your heroes." I'm not ready to say that. I'm not ready to.
Because at the end of the day, it was his boys.
Yeah.
It was his boys looking out for him in that moment.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe they fucked him over. Could have had a best
Maybe,
friend waiting for
Yeah,
him.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But it sets up for a better story down the road.
Yeah, but I watched the breakup on the flight, and but that probably would trigger
Good
my
movie.
brain.
Also
Fantastic. Sad. I didn't like the ending, but anyway,
Yeah. It's like you like it, but you want it. You're rooting for it.
yeah, you're rooting for it, and at the end they see each other. Hey, it's great to see you. We should do this again.
wanted 12 lemons.
Yeah.
Was it 12 or 6?
Yeah, she wanted 12 lemons. Baby wants baby gets.
Yeah, as he's playing the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool crossover too, because his brother in the movie, Vince Vaughn's first movie he was ever in was Swingers. Thank you. And Vince Vaughn's whole thing is like, "Baby, your money, baby. You have no idea how money you actually are, baby." Like he always uses the word baby.
Mhm.
Well, his brother in the movie, when he's getting broken up with, is constantly saying the word baby. And you can see it's a little callback.
Yeah.
John Favreau, who is also in the movie, is his best friend in the movie.
Incredible.
Incredible.
Dude, John
And
Favreau.
you see a lot of cool little Easter eggs in there, which I enjoy when I was sitting.
Is there a Hall of Fame for acting, or is there a Hall of Fame for Hollywood, I
I
guess?
think it's the star, right? You get the star.
Does John Favreau have one?
He's got to get it. If he doesn't,
needs one.
he's incredible, dude.
Writer, director, actor. Yeah, he's a first ballot.
Yeah. But that flight brings me my pet peeve of the week. If you
Summer
guys want to
thing.
hit that real quick, I know.
Yeah, Brantley's about to be
He's
here.
almost here.
I
We
don't,
can talk to
Sure.
Brantley. He seems like a sports guy. We can talk to him about some of the stuff we got on the docket.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. But I did say pet peeve. Do you want to hit pet peeve before he comes? Or do you want to wait for him for pet peeve?
Maybe we should put him on the.
The hot seat?
Yeah, they can come up with a pet peeve. I think I wrote a couple down.
Oh, God. Hey, you want to hear good reading? I got you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we ended up this episode to bring you Netcoins. Have you been looking for a new trusted exchange for your crypto trading? If so, check out Netcoins. Netcoins is a safe and secure platform to buy and sell crypto that supports some of the most popular cryptocurrencies on an easy use mobile app.
Easy to use.
Easy to use mobile app. Netcoins has been in the crypto game for almost 10 years in Canada and is now available in the USA, offering no fee trading with over 35 top crypto tokens to buy and sell. Plus, you can stay on top of the action with limit orders and push notifications so that you can trade instantly when the market moves. Have friends invested in crypto? Question mark. You can get a referral bonus for $25 for you and your friends when you sign up and trade $50 for limited time only. You can get $25 in cash to trade on the app when you use referral code Bussin. That's BUSSIN. Download download the Netcoins app today. Available on Google Play Store and Apple Store, or learn more first at netcoins.com. Invest with Netcoins today.
Dude, welcome to the pod,
I
man.
appreciate it,
This
brother.
is an honor, bro.
Thank y'all for having me. It's an honor for me, man. Had to watch you two play ball, and I get to hang out with you in a bus that looks like it's somewhere I belong.
Yeah. This thing's awesome, man. We found this thing in the back of a warehouse. Bought it for like $2,000. Put another 8 just for like some. That fell off, but that was soundproofing.
No.
What happened to that?
You gave him more flowers than it deserved. We found him in the back of a parking lot.
Parking lot.
gravel
Yeah,
parking
there was a warehouse, and then in the back of it, and,
Yeah.
and Will,
Yeah.
when he first saw it, he's like, I don't know. And then I saw it, and I was like, even if we don't use it for the podcast, this is what I want. This is,
Yeah.
I need to have this bus.
It's
This
perfect.
thing is badass.
Yeah.
I fucking
Absolutely.
love it, man. But you're a badass yourself, dude. How's fucking life? How's
Dude.
everything going?
Life's awesome. I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. My 3-year-old's my little girl. She's a gangster. And then my 5-year-old's just, man, he's got an incredible little heart. He's just he's a special little dude. My wife's a rock star mom, and she's hot as hell. And
Yeah.
it's not a bad situation at the house.
Hell yeah. How does it go with like touring and all that? When like leaving them, obviously I bet when you were younger it was way easier.
Oh yeah, well
Kinda
man, I
leave.
was kind of a transient. I lived on a tour bus for a
Yeah.
long time. It's like, man, I'd take my bikes out and wherever we were traveling to, whenever I got done with a show or whenever I showed up to a town, a couple guys would come meet me and we'd ride around wherever we were and go to the clubhouse and then go play a show and go back to the clubhouse till it's time to go to the next town. And man, I was happy doing that, man. You know, it was a different life, but I made some life changes, got some stuff. I found out I was allergic to alcohol.
Tough.
Breakout handcuffs are bad decisions.
Yeah.
So I got that out of the way, and man, Amber came into my life and then brought me those 2 youngins, and I've never seen God or known love like that. So man, just trying to balance being a dad and do this too, and I don't know that balance exists. So we're about to go out with Nickelback, and most of the time it's not bad, right? Like when we're doing shows on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I get 3-4 days on, 3-4 days gone.
Mhm.
But like the 5 Finger Death Punch tour we just came off of, and this Nickelback tour, they're like playing shows on Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Like the entire month of June, I'm in Canada.
No way.
It's interesting.
Out there ripping it.
Oh yeah, buddy.
What's your vibe on Canada? How do you feel about Canada?
Well, I think it's beautiful up there. I just have sometimes I have trouble at the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
wear
had a
shirts
couple
like that.
run-ins in the past.
Yeah.
You know. It's
A couple run-ins in the past.
literally the last time we went.
Seems like you got some good border stories.
Oh, buddy. If one of them I can't tell because it was kind of scary. But the last time we went through, we were on the bus and they pulled me inside, and the guy literally, the border patrol guy, he said, "You got your gun with you?" And I was like, "Not in this fucking country, I don't." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I left it in Michigan. I'm gonna pick it up as soon as we cross the border going the other way.
No shit.
Taylor loves Canada.
I like British Columbia. My wife's from Canada. That's a
I know, I
fun
know.
pivot.
Yeah.
My wife's from British Columbia.
Nice.
They do have some wild laws out there because
Yeah.
you think everyone that is a certain way. Dude, especially in West Coast Canada, they hate Trudeau out there. They are not a big fan of that Trudeau guy. There's some proud
Who's
boys out
Trudeau?
there. Trudeau's like their prime minister.
Oh, got
He's
you.
their president.
Got you.
He's
got
on
you,
some
got you.
weird shit.
Yeah,
too.
he's like he just came out with a thing a little bit ago. It's like from this point forward, you cannot trade, sell, or buy handguns in Canada.
And his name, what you said,
Justin Trudeau.
Trudeau.
And there's a you love conspiracy theories.
Love
There's
conspiracy
a
theories.
whole thing about he's like the bastard child of who was the dude that was in Cuba?
Castro?
Fidel Castro, and they like put up photos of him, and they're like they look so similar. And his mom was down there around the same
What?
time that he was
This is
conceived.
new.
Have you not heard this?
No.
Then I'm just saying bullshit. I have no idea if what I'm saying is real.
Conspiracy
Conspiracy theory. So allegedly, Justin Trudeau is the bastard child of Fidel Castro.
No shit.
Allegedly. Isn't that wild?
Breaking news.
Mind blown
There
right
you go,
now,
brother.
bro.
There you go. But when you were going from Michigan, you're going to Windsor.
Oh, he does have Castro vibes.
See? Is that up there? Am I telling the truth this time?
Doesn't
Fidel
matter.
Castro is not Canada Prime Minister.
But there's a
Trudeau's
whole
father.
article. That's what they had to figure
But
it
that's
out.
media, dude. That could be, you know.
That could be the mainstream media trying to
That could
take
be
you
the mainstream
down.
Media.
Exactly.
You don't know. You don't know. So you went over to the border and they're like, "You got your gun on you," and you're like, "No, I don't."
Yeah,
And
not
you said there's been a couple of scary times.
Yeah, well, I used to run around with some fellas that they ride motorcycles
Yeah.
and they're well known, and I guess I was considered an affiliate,
Is it like the opposite of
point.
Heaven's Demons?
kind of something like that.
Yeah. Got
Are we
you.
talking Sons of Anarchy type stuff?
Yeah, but like the real ones.
Yeah, but like the
I guess
real
so.
ones.
I've only seen the show.
I've only seen the show.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I had to walk the little red line, and they dumped my bag out. It was a whole story. But but I ended up getting out and going to play the show. I just had to leave by 9 o'clock the next morning. So we chartered a jet. As soon as the show was over, it was going
Out
back
of
to
there.
the States. Yeah.
I want to go back when you were talking about, you talked about being allergic to alcohol, but I was reading an article about when you made your shift in your career and in your life, about being a functioning alcoholic, and you had a #1 hit going on at the time. And I want to say you were maybe a bandmate or a friend or something. You were sitting back with somebody, and kind of talking about, wanting to make a transition and realizing like, I'm supposed to be celebrating this, and you were in your own head. Can you talk through that?
Oh yeah, man. So, I mean, it was when Countrywide, our first #1 went, the night it went #1, we were on tour. And of course, we did a little celebration for it. And in the middle of it, I kind of walked back to the bus for whatever reason by myself, and I got in the back lounge, and I just went into this little train of thought. It was kind of, there was a philosopher at some point that said, the majority of man's struggles come from his inability to sit in a quiet room alone. And for whatever reason, I felt like I needed a quiet room alone that night for a minute. And I remember sitting on the back of the bus being like, I mean, this is really cool, but we're not really celebrating anything, because we did the same shit last night and the night before for months, years, so it was like, I knew there were some things in life that needed to change. And I was just like, man, the things that I was raised to prioritize and value in life were just so far from the life I was living. And like, kind of like, just knowing I was kind of at an impasse. There's some medical stuff going on too, but yeah, I was losing the battle with addiction, man. It was kicking my teeth in. And but if you didn't know me well, you wouldn't know I was tore up. It was, I had my cruising altitude and highly functioning wasn't the word for it. It was life, buddy. It was like, I never stopped. And but I remember sitting back there, and I called my manager. I was like, hey man, I need to find some time and just go in and get medically detoxed so I don't have a seizure or something. So
was something happening in the moment that made you feel like you were getting close to a seizure,
was like an
like
epiphany?
that?
Oh, well, I'd had like pancreatitis. My liver and kidneys were starting to, throw me a little bit of trouble. And so my health was kind of in decline. I was only 24, 25. It was just kind of not sleeping, partying from the time the sun came up till it went down, and then maybe till it came up again, on a repetitive basis. And it was just like, man, people work their entire or half their lives, right, trying to get a #1 on country radio. Some of them never, most of them never get a song, on the radio at all.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, like I felt like I was kind of being disrespectful to those people and all the guys around me by, when we're supposed to be celebrating something, we're just doing the same shit we did last night. It's just a cake tonight that says #1 on it. That's the only difference. And I got my second #1 in rehab.
Nice.
Sitting in some smoking porch with my buddy Daryl.
Yeah.
Shout
out Daryl, man.
Shout out Daryl.
Shout out Daryl, wherever you're at, buddy. Good looking out. But yeah, man, it was the best decision I ever made. It's a whole new life, and I don't use the word sober, because I have a lot of respect for the sobriety community and the recovery community, and I'm not that. I'm California sober, meaning I
smoke weed.
Smoke weed.
You enjoy some vitamins.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I brought some with me. I didn't know if y'all smoked or not, but these little things are magic. They're Jeters. So just so y'all know, we rode the bus up to the nearest legal Michigan. So
what's the nearest
Michigan, Florida.
Yeah, legal. We're in a legal state right now.
We are in Michigan. We're in Michigan.
Yeah,
we're actually in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
We're in Ann Arbor, Michigan right now.
Shout out the Wolverines.
Yeah. Got it. Go blue.
Get some.
Go blue on that. Well, it's such an interesting time for you to have an epiphany, first #1, and for you to go sit in a room and be like, hey, this is not the way I want to live my life. You would think it'd be the opposite. Like you'd sit there and be like, oh shit, I'm doing everything right now. Like we gotta ride this hard and get put away wet.
Absolutely.
And so is there like what was the process for you in that situation where you're like, oh, this is not it? Like what is it, anything specific happened that night? Or is it just the redundancy of everything that's been going on and realizing like you want to keep the dream alive?
It was kind of an epiphany moment, right? Where it was kind of a moment of surrender too. It's like me and God at that point. Like I know I talk rough, and I'm a rougher dude, but my faith's really important to me, man. And as far as I got away from God, I don't feel like he ever let go of me. So even in times like that, like even in the fucked up way I used to talk to him, it was like I was talking to one of my buddies, you know. But it was kind of a conversation between him and me, and I think addicts, just most of us, man, they say it takes like a traumatizing, life-changing event to get a lot of our attentions. Well, that had happened time and time again, and I had been, court ordered to go to treatment a couple times for lesser charges, and I'm letting y'all know a lot today. By the way, I didn't know. I thought we were going to laugh.
Hey, thank God we came to Michigan.
We'll get to the laughing. We'll get to the laughing.
Okay, we're gonna smoke.
We'll get to the laughing.
But yeah, man, it was like we have this thing where in times of crisis, or I think for a lot of times it's a crush too. Like if we get in a lot of trouble, I'm gonna sober up. I'm gonna change my life.
Yeah.
Or for my mom at one point, just dude, aged 20 years in a year. Had a lot of stuff going on, and I was just stressing her out. But you want to make that change for her. But that night, what was different, and I knew it was different, was like, man, this is a moment of clarity amongst all the chaos and mayhem in my life. And I felt like it was a time that, like, God was like, hey man, now I've got your attention. For whatever reason, he had my attention that night. And it was just like, man, if I make a decision to change now when I'm not in crisis, like when I'm not at the end of my rope, when I'm not suicidal or this, that, and the other, like I'm making a conscious decision to change my life, and it's on my terms.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm such a maniac when it comes to that. It's like I have a bar in the doghouse, is what we call it. It's a 7,500 square foot man cave. It's got all my shit in it.
The doghouse.
The doghouse.
Where I live. So I've got a bar in that, and people ask me like, dude, if you don't drink, why do you have a bar? And dude, because I like winning.
Yeah.
Every time I walk by that son of a bitch, or every time I go behind the bar and pour somebody a drink, like I get to whip its ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's it kind of turned into that thing for me. I never tell people I can't drink. I can.
Yeah.
I could probably drink half this bus under the table if we went back there. But I made the decision not to.
You think you still got it like that?
Dude, I don't think it'd take long. I mean,
Really?
in my worst, dude, I carried around a laptop bag. And
You seem a little rusty. That's all I'm saying.
I'm rusty
Yeah.
for sure, but we can
Might be like old Frank the Tank and old
Maybe we
school.
crack one right
there
now,
might be a little dust on the bottom. Don't let it fool you about what's inside, Bubba. I drank with my heart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Drink my heart.
drink like you mean it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was definitely a life changing thing. It was crazy. I went in. Keith Urban showed up when I was in there, just on a whim one day, and I've told this story a bunch, but. And he sat down and had a conversation with me, and I don't know if I'd be playing music right now had it not been for that conversation with that man. So that was pretty cool. And then the day I got out, my record label president, my manager, picked me up at the rehab facility and took me straight to the tour bus, and I went out on the Eric Church Blood, Sweat, and Beers tour in 2012.
No shit.
Yeah, man.
How was that
Just
tour?
had the devil right next to you the whole
Yeah,
time.
no doubt.
Bro, if y'all only understood, like I've been uncomfortable on stage several times in my life, but then I literally fell out of my skin. I felt like I was butt naked up there in front of thousands of people every night. And but the good thing was the conversation with Keith, he told me that. He was like, you're going to feel like you're out of your skin up there.
Mm-hmm.
He said, it's never going to be what it was. He said, but it will be better. You'll have more control over what you're saying and just the show itself and how you're communicating with people. And it made all the sense in the world, and it eventually got there. But yeah, that whole tour, dude, I felt like I was butt naked up there holding the guitar.
When did it start to feel more comfortable?
I don't remember, because it was it was a battle for a long time. And I'm not necessarily I'm not a real scary dude. You know what I mean? Like snakes, sharks, and commitment are legitimate, but anything outside of that, like I don't worry about too much.
Spiders are pretty fucking terrifying.
No, I'm with you on that first one.
Spiders are
Snakes scare the shit out of me.
doubt, no
Snakes are my
question.
number one.
Bro, nope ropes. You know what? Here's the deal with snakes. The devil got one chance to come to earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what he picked to come as. That's all the fuck I need to know.
Yeah.
Are we
snakes
out
are
there?
as
When
fuck.
people have them as pets, I'm like, you're something's wrong with
No
you.
doubt.
You're going to hell.
What is it called? Fatal Attraction? That show, Fatal Attraction,
Yeah.
where they're like getting in tight with reptiles and they end up, I think, dying. You guys know that show I'm talking about, right?
Uh-uh.
Fatal Attraction? Yeah.
No, if it's got reptiles like that, we're probably both not.
I want to say it's like
If I think of a snake, I get a little queasy.
Oh, I have
Oh, bro,
nightmares
snakes
about
are
them,
absolutely
bro.
fucking terrifying.
They're fucking terrifying.
I mean, I know
animals.
everybody's heard the story. I want to say maybe it was a girl in Omaha, but where the snake, her pet snake, would like lay by her and sleep with her at night, and it would like
stretch out.
stretch out and like lengthen to see like
have heard
when am I going to take this girl down?
Yeah, that's what they found out. They literally went.
Yeah.
They thought the snake was sick because it wasn't eating, and
Yeah.
they took it to the vet. And the vet's like, the reason why the snake is laying next to you is it's trying to figure out if it can fit you in its body.
Yes, bro. I'm telling you, that's
Dude, nice fucking pull on that one, brother. That was unreal. It's the first time we did that.
I got to learn that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck that
You
was.
guys make your own little. You guys have that baseball game today.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
You guys
We'll
can
have-
make
we'll
up
have
your own little fucking deal on
It's
that.
gonna be a mercy rule.
Can you
It's gonna be a
play?
mercy rule game?
Well,
You got
Oh,
a
he
little
can play.
shit to you now.
well,
Like you got
dude,
a
I
little
lost
build
a
on
bunch
you.
of weight. I got sick for about a month with a whole
Yeah?
bunch of GI stuff, and I went from 215 to 188. So I'm back to 192. I'm getting back in it. But,
Yeah.
It knocked
Was it
me
a
out
good
for a minute.
215 or was it like a woof?
215.
Was
man.
it?
Best I ever
I
felt.
like his
in my
boy
life.
back there. I fucking
Hey, boy, he
dapped him
fills
up and
out that
hugged
gym
him, and he
nice.
was
Yeah, he's a big
ripping
dude.
me.
Yeah.
He's a big
He
dude.
kind of flexed his pecs a little bit too.
Yeah.
And you said he's like, I don't
He
know.
like pulled
you
me in
know.
tight, like kind of.
What's up, brother?
Big
Good to
dog
meet
me.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck, all right, man.
This dude, let me tell you, he is one of two men I've ever known in my life to get like catcalled by women.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you
dude.
got it like that.
Hey,
You got
get
the
it.
juice.
You got get the camera on him. Make
His
sure the
name is-
camera's on him. Yeah. What'd you do with it?
God took it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
God took it. Wait, would you ever go back to the plugs? Do they go to Turkey, get that thing done?
Dude, I talked to my wife about it the other day.
You should do it. If you're gonna talk, give him the mic. Give him the mic, so he can. So you would go to Turkey?
Tomorrow, you coming?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah,
we'll be all right.
Great. No,
Can we
He's
hunt
got
turkey
nice
in
airline.
Turkey?
Cowboy went and did his plugs.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, dude, I'm going. And
Dude,
I
there's
told my
nothing.
wife,
There's
was
nothing
solid.
wrong with that anymore. If I ever started to lose it, God ever tries to take it, I'm taking it back.
Yeah, you got lettuce, and he's
Like-
Yeah,
airline.
I'm taking it back.
I like
God ever tries to put you in that barber seat, dude.
Yeah, you're in the barber seat,
Like-
bro. He's gonna have to find those
I know,
hands that day.
It'll come from me at some point, but that might be the move.
I don't know why you just wouldn't, right? Just keep it. You look younger. And if
Yeah.
you're getting catcalled by women, you start having that cul-de-sac ripping back there. You might not get as many cat calls.
Yeah.
But you might pretend like you don't like it. I bet when the girls call him, he's probably like, whatever. And don't
Well, he's
don't
better
make a
than
big
kids,
deal out of
man.
it.
He literally has to run from him.
Yeah. But I tell you, when they stop calling, you're gonna be like, damn, that was nice.
Look, I fell
That
off.
was
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
I
I
fell
fell
off. I've lost it. Well, congratulations on the ass, dude. Yeah, it's amazing. Married, 2 kids, but also congratulations on that. That's
And the
unbelievable.
strength he got.
Yeah, we got a buddy. His name's Rob Muji. We talk about him all the time on this
We
podcast.
do. We do.
Handsome boy,
Yeah.
handsome boy. Yeah, he'll walk away, and I'll be with a group of people, and like 3 or 4 girls will be like, "Did you fucking see him?" Like they were talking about him like that. So good for him. Seems
Oh,
like
yeah.
both of
So
you guys
there
are in
you
the
go,
same
buddy.
playing field.
Birds of a feather. You need to find that guy. So
Yeah.
y'all can fly together.
Let's talk about this one, boys. What are we talking about? Duke Cannon. We'd like to talk to you about your shower game for a minute.
Here's a fact. The body wash you're using right now is weak, watered down, and probably smells like shit, like a JV locker room, for example. Simply put, it's not getting the job done.
The boys need a shower of substance after a hard day's work, and that's why we use thick, high Y'all
Viscosity.
throw that bullshit at me.
High
That
viscosity.
was on purpose.
High viscosity.
High viscosity body wash from Duke Cannon.
Thicker is better. My voice after his voice.
Body wash is built to work hard and not spew down the shower drain.
All their scents are amazing, but my personal favorite is Midnight Swim. It smells like a cannonball into a moonlit lake, not a dip in the hot tub at the Starlight Motel.
Dude, you could do. Yeah, he's a voice of Duke Cannon.
Dude, this
Give me a
is
per-
actually what I use. So I'm
Do you
like,
really?
"Oh, yes. This
Yeah,
is
but
my
hey, you
shit."
had that cool dry antiperspirant, the one you put on?
Oh, I hadn't tried
You
that
got a
yet.
whole thing out there for you. Put it on.
Yeah.
It'll keep you cool during the day, especially at the softball game you got right now.
Oh, come on.
You have to try Duke Cannon for a limited time. We're hooking the boys up with 20% off your first order at DukeCannon.com with code the boys. Does that say 20?
Yeah.
The boys 20.
That's 20% off when you use the code THEBOYS20 at DukeCannon.com.
Duke Cannon. Work harder, smell better.
Yo, that was fucking elite.
I had somewhere to go, but I forgot. I forgot my train of thought.
That's okay.
That's where to go today?
Hey, you're
No,
from
no,
you're
with
from
the
Jefferson,
conversation.
Georgia.
I was supposed to say, I've had this on the calendar for a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bail on me now. I mean, goddamn.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
boys, I got to roll.
Are you from Jefferson?
Yes.
Are you boys with Corey Smith?
Yeah.
Are the police
Man.
are the police really that corrupt?
So, what's crazy? So the night that happened, there was a roadblock in town, and the
Oh,
dude
you knew that
was
you
a
were
real
with him
dick.
that night?
Oh, before, yeah, we played
Okay.
a show at Mike's, I think, and
Shout out Corey Smith again, man.
I know. You
Big
saw he
Corey
tweeted
Smith
at the
fans.
boy, said he'd come
Yeah,
on.
man.
so, dude, that was basically before I met Corey. The way I met Corey, Corey will always be one of my like main influences as a songwriter because he put out that first record, and it was all about where we grew up, right? It was, and it showed me that. Well, Skinner showed me, and then he doubled down on the fact that it's cool to write about home.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And that made a huge difference in my writing. But he was also one of them that was extremely independent in everything he did. Like he was able to quit teaching and go full-time music. And when he did that, I was like, there's a possibility that I could do this for a living and not have to go work on a blow truck, installation truck. But yeah, I was touring around, not touring. I was playing around with this little cover band, motorcycle clubhouses, like the worst VFWs you've ever seen. Like we're fighting every night.
Probably a reason why you might have been affiliated going into Canada.
Maybe.
Yeah, that probably played into. We're figuring out the backstory.
There were a
slowly.
lot of things
Yeah,
that played into
yeah.
He said
that.
maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, I met Corey. So they opened a bar in my hometown. It'd been Dry County forever in Jefferson.
Mhm.
It was called Mike's Down Under. And God bless Mike. I miss him. The first night it opened, I was with a dude that was a lot older than me. We were riding around on dirt roads drinking, and he goes, "Hey man, you want to go check out that new bar in Jefferson?" Here I am. I'm like 16 or 17 years old. I'm sure. Why not? I had told my parents that I was out of town playing praise and worship music at some convention called Winter Blast or something
Hell yes.
in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the bar is literally like, if there were no trees, you could see it from my house. So we walked in, and I brought my own beer because I knew I was too young for them to sell it to me there.
Yeah.
So the logical thing was to
BYOB.
just- yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Hell yes.
They didn't like that. So I got in, and a guy came up to me and was like, "Hey, how old are you? I need to see some ID." And I was like, "Well, I don't have one that says I'm old enough." So yeah, he said, "I need you to finish or I need you to get rid of that beer." And I said, "Yes, sir." And I went to chug it, and they went to taking me outside. And I was on the way out the door, and
And they went to taking me outside.
Yeah. He's got that.
yeah,
He's got that accent too.
You got that. You
Yeah.
got the accent.
yeah, they got after it pretty good.
Right over.
Yeah, I knew where I was headed, best of intentions. But there's this dude singing, and his voice was incredible, and I recognized it and recognized a couple songs, but I wasn't going to bother the dude, And on the way out the door, he goes, "Hey, man, hey, are you happen to be Brantley Gilbert?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Man, everybody here," this is just super early on, Corey. He was like, "Everybody here, these are all my friends and family, man. They've heard everything I've got a couple of times." He knew I had a little 5-song EP out. He was like, "You want to play a couple?" And I said, "Dude, if it keeps me from getting my ass kicked out of here, hell yeah. I'll play as many as you want, So yeah, that was the beginning of the Corey Smith chapter. And after that, dude, I toured college markets with him for several years, and we had a blast. I have as much respect as humanly possible in the world for that dude. I think the world of Corey.
Let's get back to those police though.
What
You
they?
got that song, "Fuck the Police."
Oh yeah. So there was this dude named Vic Green. It was a dick, and he kind of. Corey wasn't really in the mood to be fucked with that night, I think, and those guys kind of were a little rough on him. I know one of the guys, he's not all that bad, but that night they didn't do right by Corey. He was not in a great mood, and I don't think they were either. And then the "Fuck the Popo" song came out, and it was like he started a war.
Yeah. You heard that song?
Yeah. Fuck the Popo.
Yeah.
They mainly just play the live version, right?
Yeah, the live
yeah.
the live version on Spotify, but I heard at his concerts now, when they play that song, they'll turn to the security and give him the finger.
Yeah, that's
They all,
hilarious,
the
man.
crowd will turn around and fucking give the police the bird.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah.
It was news in our hometown and everything else. And Buddy, every time he played Athens or Jefferson or anywhere else, he told that story. But yeah, one of the guys' names was Vic Green. And I want to say,
What's Vic doing now? He got fired, yeah?
I don't know what Vic's up to.
Did he?
Probably plotting his.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said in that live version that they're now gone. They used to be notoriously corrupt.
Vic was one of those dudes, man. We're in a small town of Jefferson, right? Where I graduated with 66 people, and this is before I graduated. So there's nobody there.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of the cops that belonged in like New York City. You know what I'm saying? Like straight about business, like showing up in tactical gear and stuff.
But I feel like all small towns have one of them.
You got one
you know
of
what I
them.
mean?
You gotta
Like,
have
they
one.
take the
That was
job
him.
so serious. There ain't
Right.
nothing to do in the small towns. Like you're
It's his most power he'll ever have in his
law and
life.
order. Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
That's the entirety of the situation. So I
Man.
hope wherever Vic's at, he has found an extremely dangerous job that is filling that violent gap in his soul.
That violent gap in his soul.
Did you know Brantley says he calls it a washer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Washer and dryer.
A washer?
Washer. Wow. That's,
Oh.
I thought he was
Washer and dry?
On
definitely
you
a
for judging a
washer.
book by its cover, Will.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
for
did
sure.
agree with
Grandma
you.
used
But
to
I did
say
agree with
wash
you.
your clothes, yeah.
Washer.
Yeah.
Wash.
Y'all better
Wash.
go get washed up.
Yeah.
We were talking to Riley Green about Corey Smith, man, and it's so peculiar how like country music works because it seems like some guys, like Corey, seems like he has all the talent in the world, but he's never done like the stadiums and all that. Like, why do you think you are able to make it and some of these guys aren't? You're obviously extremely talented.
Wasn't Riley saying that was kind of intentional? Like he kind of kept
brother,
it that way.
I can't remember.
Yes,
I can't-
there's
I
a
can't
certain
remember.
element of truth to this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't feel too comfortable talking for Corey, but I can say this. When I was around him, he really took a lot of pride, man, in being able to be independent and independent to his core, where he didn't want a label telling him what to do.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be cutting checks to people for this, that, and the other, you know, for things that he was capable of doing himself. And I don't know if there was a moment of regret later in his career, but I think all of us look back and wish we'd have done some things different. But I remember there was a time when it was like there was kind of the Hell with Nashville vibe, and I loved it, and I was on it with him. I didn't want to play this town till I could sell out whatever venue I was playing in it. That was my goal, and we did it. You know, it wasn't the Bridgestone first time in, but it was sold out. But he wanted to come to this town. If he did business in this town, he wanted to come up with leverage, and he did that, man. He built something so special. He did it by himself. I mean, limited number of guys around him. Corey really did have a vision for what he wanted to do, and he made it happen. And I have so much respect for that. I do think there was a time where he was like, man, you know, maybe, I don't know if it was after, as he was having kids and stuff, he was like, maybe I want to got to pursue it a little heavier. And I think they brought him to town, and he did like try to do 21 again, where they did the video for it and that kind of thing. And it just didn't take, for whatever reason, it broke my heart, man. Cause this dude, I mean, watching his process and seeing him write, like he wasn't crazy about co-writing. The majority of the songs y'all have heard from Corey are solo written in their entirety by him, produced by him.
Which is rare, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He's getting into co-writing now, from what I understand, and he and I have been trying to get in the room for months. We live in the same place. I still live in Georgia. We literally live maybe 5-6 miles from each other.
No shit.
Yeah,
It's just tough. Schedules like that.
it is, man.
It seems like the only guy that I know that's really done it from without signing with anybody is Jelly Roll. Like he was so prideful on being independent, and he's in the last 2 months, he's doing fucking
Wow.
everything, man.
Man
He is
on
crushing
fire.
it. He is crushing it.
That's my brother.
He really is crushing it.
Yeah.
Oh, asking, you were talking about everybody kind of looks back and kind of has choices they would have made different. What about you? What are yours?
Oh man, so we came in like independent, right? And when we came to town, we had a little leverage because we were selling out rooms that, you know, there were really good artists at really good labels that couldn't do the numbers we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we came to town, we had some good leverage, and I found a really good partnership in Scott Borchetta early on in town, where it was more of a partnership than me having a boss. So I made a deal real early on with myself. Once I started doing music, I wasn't ever going to have a boss again. I don't handle authority very well. It's an understatement.
You don't. Yeah. I feel like
Yeah.
your energy is that. Like,
Yeah.
no one's really gonna tell you what to do, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, they do, but it just doesn't work out well because whatever I'm literally the guy, whatever you tell me not to do, I feel like there's this little demon that lives in me, man. It's
Yeah.
like, all right, well, you know what we got to do now.
Right. So I do. Hey, under no circumstance do you strike out tonight.
No.
I did tell you what to do that. So Now you have to strike out.
Oh shit!
Hey,
Don't worry.
I probably will
that's it.
whiff one real bad. Man.
dude, I'm swinging for the fences, brother. Like, don't worry. I was swinging a bat in a
One of
minute.
them.
I am trying to go yard every time. I'll tear all my shit. I am trying to get that thing out of there.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah, I
gonna be
need you to
fun,
fuck
man.
up. I need you to fuck up.
Well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. But yeah, having people tell you what to do. I've never been done well with authority, even with football, especially. Like, I've never done.
Not with coaches and stuff.
No, like I've always had coaches I get along with, but the minute like it becomes like you have to do this or you have to act a certain way, that's for me being coachable from like playing, never an issue.
Right.
But it's like if you have to, but for the most part, not an issue. For the most part, not an issue. If you tell me how to act, like you need to, when you do this press conference, say this, don't say this, make sure, and that always rubbed me the wrong way.
Absolutely.
So I was like, man, how I got to be able to, there's only 2 times in my career that I tried to be something I wasn't. It just burnt down every single time. It's an awful feeling.
Well, somebody that recognizes that, man. I mean, we live in a society full of folks that can, fit the mold and be a chameleon and whatever. I just think I have more respect for those that are, I don't know if it's just against the grain or if it's just the consciousness of a grown man to be who the fuck you are,
Mhm.
not anything else, because you are good enough. You know what I mean? Especially if you're living your life in a way that you're trying to better yourself and the people around you. You're acting all right.
Yeah.
But when obviously you have a lot of opinions and you wear it, like, do you think that hurts or helps you in the country music landscape?
Oh, it hurts. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
What's a decision where somebody was trying to guide you the right direction, you went against it when you were young?
Like try to sponsor you?
Or
yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Dude, that was so funny because everybody was like, the irony's lost on this guy, right? Because he slammed a Bud Light can while playing a Queen song. And it was like, no, the irony's lost on you motherfuckers. We're playing a Queen song because I love Queen and I love that song and I don't give a shit if the guy's gay or not. There's plenty of people in my life that I love. I have no issue.
that you've been gay with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just, damn.
Gotta try everything twice, Brantley.
Sharked out of the claw.
Yeah.
Tongue,
Yeah. That mic is awfully close to your face. So, yeah.
I'm fighting the fighting the urge to just grab a hold of it. But no, it was like, no, the irony's lost on y'all. My whole thing with that was, man, I got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and I don't like the idea of these big companies pushing a sexual preference or gender preference on to like promoting something as a brand that could possibly affect my children.
Mhm.
Like when I became a dad, man, I've always run with a rough group of dudes. I've never been one to really run away from a sketchy situation. But man, when I became a dad, I became the most dangerous version of myself that I've ever been.
Mhm.
I've never loved anything like that in my entire life, and I've never felt that kind of sense of need to be protective. And it's just something that struck a chord with me, man. I have no issue with anybody or what they want to be. That's their freedom to do so and all that. But if it starts to get to a point where I feel like it's affecting children, then I'm gonna do a little more than stand up, probably.
Yeah.
Which one of your kids is your favorite?
Man, honestly, I could always just say this, right?
Don't say it. Don't do the thing.
What thing?
I love them all the same.
Yeah,
Both
yeah.
great kids.
I have favorite things about both, right?
All right. I'll take that.
My
Like
daughter,
I'll say this just so you can,
yeah.
speak freely. Like my daughter, whatever comes after, like I'm hoping it's a boy so I can remind him that he's not like Cerulean Rue is the favorite.
Right.
My daughter, I'm sure I want to also ask the difference between having a boy and a girl because I just feel like every dude needs to have a little girl.
Everyone. Yeah, I agree with that. I cried when I saw the little pink balloons come down because I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a few years before I'm definitely going to prison this time. You know what I mean? It's like, but what's bad is I think she's probably going to beat me to prison. She will run a criminal organization by kindergarten.
You think so?
Oh, dude.
Also, she's a little demon.
Not demon. She's just like Al Capone, man. The other day, we're getting ready for bath time, and my wife is walking out of the room as she says this, but my daughter's sitting on her little rocking chair, and she's reading them. She can't read yet, but she knows all her books by heart. So she's just kind of making up her own little story as she goes and mixing the real words in where she wants to. And Amber said, Sissy, it's time for you to get in the bathtub. And as Amber walks out, my daughter looks to where she was at when she said it and says, no. So, all right, let me preface this by saying my little girl could get away with murder. If there ever comes a time when she calls me, she's like, Dad, you know, this old boy had to go.
Yeah.
You know,
Had to take him to the train station.
He had to find out.
Questions asked. I'll hook the backhoe up to the flatbed. I'll be on the way, baby. Tell me where you at. But she can't do that to my wife and I, right? So when she said that to Amber, I knew it was my responsibility as a dad to kind of take issue, right? So
Yeah.
I'm sitting from about as far as I am to you guys, and I got close enough to where I'm about half the distance between me and you. And I'm kind of in her face a little bit, and I said, Sissy, no is not an option for you unless we ask you a question. If Mom or I ask you a question, you could say no if the answer is no, but it better be followed by ma'am or sir. I said, as far as, when we tell you to do something, the only option you have is yes, ma'am, or yes, sir, and you go do it. This is not the way this works. Dude, I shit you not. She looked me dead in my eyes. Like stone cold gangster looked me dead in my eyes, cocked her head sideways, and in a whisper voice said, this is how this works.
This is how this works.
Without breaking face. And I looked at her.
Went back to her book.
Oh, dude. Oh, no. She just held the gaze. I'm telling you, she is staring me down like a stone cold killer. So
You said 3?
yeah, so she was testing my gangster.
Yeah.
So I had to come back at her. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now I
He's
heard
feeling the
that.
boil
Yeah.
coming in. He's getting a little triggered.
Yeah, no doubt.
Dude, so my blood's just drained all the way out of my body. Like I'm seeing white. I'm just like, this is happening. What do I do? And I said, I started to open my mouth to say something, and I'm looking at her kind of mean, right?
Yeah.
She goes from this side, and as I open my mouth to say something, she goes, rolls her head to the other side. She goes, it do be like this sometimes.
It do be like this sometimes.
And dude, that was it.
So she didn't take a bath
I
that night.
popped her ass. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, yep, she got in the bath. Yeah.
And by popped her ass, I mean,
Yeah.
my son gets real ones. So.
Shout out Georgia Boots. No free shout outs to the boys. Georgia Boots are designed for the longest shift and the toughest job.
The core of Georgia Boots messaging relies on delivering boots that are as comfortable as they are tough.
Boots that you can wear from work to the bar.
Blue collar comfort right out of the box.
Whether you're working on the front lines, fixing a shelf in your closet, or grilling out back, these Georgias are the best boot for the job.
Georgia Boots are designed for rugged, demanding work environments and are built to last, making them ideal for workers in various industries.
You're fucking good, man.
You're elite.
Georgia Boots are designed with comfort in mind, featuring cushioned insoles and supportive technology for all-day comfort.
Use code Bussin for 20% off at georgiaboot.com. Get some.
He's 5. And I'm tough on my boy. So the difference to me is right. Like, there's a guy that I pay a lot of attention to and follow. His name's John Lovell. He runs something called the Warrior Poet Society. And there's a thing on there called Order of Man. And it's really about kind of a lot of Christian based stuff, but John was a Ranger. There's a lot of military structure and like discipline things on there, like parenting tips, just like ways to make yourself better and kind of be a sharper tool in the shed, I look at it like this, like I'm not really raising a little boy or a little girl. Like I'm raising a man and I'm raising a woman. And the way I want them to come up, if I have my choice, I want them to be leaders of men, right? Like I want to, essentially I'm raising a king and a queen.
Mm-hmm.
So, the rules change at that point. And I hold my boy to a higher standard because I feel like in society today, there are a lot of things for kids to be confused about, but we're really pushing a lot of soft shit. Everybody gets a trophy thing and just kind of encouraging
A lot of coddling.
boys to not be so much boy.
Yeah, Lack of masculinity.
Right. And I'm a believer in unapologetic masculinity as long as it's not toxic. And there's like when he fights with like his buddies, he'll have buddies over and they'll put on boxing gloves and fight, or they'll wrestle in the yard. Like I take a minute before I break it up.
Yeah.
And the rest of the parents are freaking out. And it's like, look, I want to encourage a little bit. My son needs to know what it is to be aggressive. And then when he's old enough to understand, he needs to have the capacity to to do violence. I mean, I know that's a terrible way to say it, but if he's going to have a family one day, you know, and if he's going to be taking care of people around him, he needs to have the capacity to be the most dangerous.
You need to have it in you, but have it under control.
Right.
What's that
Yeah.
phrase? What's that phrase? It's better to be a warrior in a garden
Peterson
than a
from-
gardener in a war.
Yep.
Yeah.
Say that again.
It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yes.
See, I love that, man. And you know, I won't. And my boy is so soft-hearted, right? Like he has the kindest little heart in the world. And it's just like, man, I look at him and I adore that about him. That's something, he has a heart that I don't have.
Mhm.
I mean, and just the way he sees the world, man, is incredible to me. It blows my mind. But it worries me that he's going to get run over like that. But he's starting to show, we're getting some grit in him. He's showing a little aggression. He likes
getting
to
some
fight
grit
and
in him.
wrestle, and yeah. And the other thing, if he had another little brother he was running around with, I think it'd be different. But, you know, with Sissy, I let him wrestle and stuff, but she's tiny. She's 3 and he's 5.
Yeah.
But it's kind of jacked
She's
up
got the
now.
attitude, though.
Dude, she planned to like coordinate an attack on him though.
Yeah?
In the playroom. Yeah.
In the playroom.
Yeah. I walked in and he's sitting there playing with Legos by himself in the floor, just sweet as he can be. And I see her little braids kind of popping to the top of the stairs. So I just kind of sunk back. I was like, what's supposed to happen? You know?
Yeah.
Dude, he was facing this way. So she walked around the room behind him this way and came up behind him, like tiptoeing. Now, Grant, she has no idea that I'm watching at all. Comes up behind him, and dude, she ran back as far as she could, and she hit him in the side of the face, like the ear area, with the flat part of her fist, and he just puts his head in his hands and stopped crying. And I yelled at her. I was like, "Sissy!" And you would think that she'd turn around and be like scared to death that she's supposed to get in trouble. But that child turned around and looked at me like, you remember Kings of Comedy, Bernie Mac says his little niece looked at him. It was straight up right out of the Kings of Comedy. She looked at me and kind of poked her hip out. Was like, yeah, what of it? What are you
What are you going to do
Yeah,
about
what you
this?
This is the way life is,
I have a
Dad.
question
The way
for
that
you.
is.
So, your daughter, did she have a onesie that says straight out of Compton?
She does not, dude.
does- all right,
She
we're
doesn't.
getting you
I
one.
know. I
We
know.
were talking about
I've seen people drop that before. That would be funny to have. That would be funny to have. Straight out of Compton. God, that'd be hilarious. But what I was wanting to pick your brain on too, because I don't have a son yet. Put that in the world. Like
Yeah.
there's gonna be
Put it out there. There's going to be a young Compton.
There's going to be a young William Earl Compton IV out there one day. But I feel like if you're raising a boy, you almost default to being a little hard on him because you want the son to be better than you were. And I feel like having a little girl is just such a change of pace because we aren't girls, and you're just a lot sweeter with them because like you just don't. It's not like you're looking at them like as your son, you would your son on wanting to be harder than them.
Absolutely. I think we understand their responsibilities more than we understand our daughter's responsibilities.
Yeah. I feel like there's more of that connection too, like being more of a daddy's girl and then a mama's boy because the opposite sex on that part. It's like my wife raising Rue or like any mom raising their daughter, they're probably a lot harder on them as well because they want them to be a better version than they were. And they understand growing up in the world, how the obstacles that you have to overcome. As with a boy, it's like, we know the same thing as far as like raising a leader and knowing the obstacles we had to overcome. And we know what that young boy is going to go through as he gets older. With the girl, it's almost like you have a softer heart because they're just like your little girl. That's how I feel.
Absolutely.
That's how I would think.
You know what I did notice though, and this is no joke. So historically, yes, I've been 3 times. My grandmother, my wife, everybody says I'm too hard on him, but I also see tendencies in him that I remember from myself and things that I had to work out. And I know a lot of that he's going to do on his own. If I can give him a head start, man, you know, I want to help. But yeah, you're totally right in everything you said. My wife she kind of gets to play good guy a lot of times with my son, and I'm a little rougher on him, and she knows she's got to muscle up on Bray a little bit. What sucks is when I'm out of town, she has to play good guy and bad guy.
Yeah.
You know,
Both sides of the coin.
there's no way I could do what she does. But I will tell you this, man. Lately, like all jokes aside, my daughter has been kind of testing us, and she's kind of figured out, you know, she's a little gangster, right?
Yeah.
So
She's figuring out she's got some.
oh yeah.
Just getting away with it.
Yeah.
So I've had to show her a little more stern side. Like I've had to kind of toughen up on her a little bit.
Yeah.
And I thought it would push her away from me.
Mhm.
But honestly, dude, it has drawn her more to me.
Real recognize real.
Yeah, but I think, she's learning that, hey, man, this respect thing is real.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to tell you that you can't do something just because I'm trying to ruin your fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm only going to tell you to do something if it's for your own good or if it's just because it is what it is. It's time to go get in the bed. It's time to get in the bed. It's time to, but it's parenting's one of the hardest, funnest. What's that?
I say, let's not smoke your brother in the side of the head.
Yeah, let's definitely not do that.
Sneak up on him. Yeah.
I feel like, do you think if your son and your daughter had switched personalities, where your son's a little more rough around the edges, a little more of a gangster, and your daughter's a little more sweeter, do you think it'd be a little easier on your son, knowing that he's got a little shit to him? Because the thing I'm gathering from you, you think so? Because you're saying,
because he probably think he has.
Earlier, you were saying, "Hey, I got to toughen him up a little bit."
Yeah.
And if he's already got that tough side, I feel like for me, I'd be like, okay, I got to teach some empathy here.
Yeah, it'd be a different approach for sure. Yeah, dude, he
talking back
really
to mom
is.
though.
I hope y'all get a chance to meet him at some point because, well, we all think our kids are the coolest thing in the world, but it's like, man, they both got a lot of their good from their mama, and I've never been so thankful. But it's like, also have, I'm gonna have a different relationship with my kids coming up, and this is something I've kind of run into. I got a song called "The Man That Hung the Moon," and it's about the fact that one of these days, right now they think I'm the coolest thing on the planet. One of these days they're gonna figure out that there's chinks in the armor, and I don't have a cape. I'm not a superhero, and I've made mistakes. And for me, it's gonna come sooner than for most dads. As soon as they're old enough to read, they're gonna be hearing stories, reading stories, and
watching Bussin with the boys.
Yeah, and they're gonna be like, "Dad, what's rehab?"
Yeah,
it's like, but as opposed to being, scared of that, or I'm not saying I'm looking forward to it, but it's kind of going to give me an option or an opportunity more to just get real with them and kind of let them know what's ahead of them. A lot of that stuff's genetic.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, if you know at an early age, I don't want to hide anything from them. I don't want them finding out from other people that, daddy had some issues or daddy ran with a rough crowd or daddy got in trouble with the police or whatever. Like, I plan on being extremely real with them. Just, feel like I owe them that,
When they get to school too, because other kids' parents are going to know who you are. And they're going to say something like, I was at a function with my daughter at her school and other kids were coming up to me like, my daddy told me about you. My daddy said this about you. And I was like, oh, fuck. I hope most of it's good.
Yeah.
Because you don't really know. Like other kids are going to take their parents' opinions about you and then press it on your kids, which is like it's a unique thing you're going to have to navigate that not everybody has to do.
Absolutely.
It'll be interesting. I got stuff out there that my kids are going to see someday that I'm looking forward to explaining to them. Because it's like, then you get an opportunity to, lay it all down. And I'm a person that if I just live where I have no skeletons in the closet, then I'm solid. The minute I got a secret, I start to get anxiety. I start to feel like a certain way. That's why I have to live. Like I have to, if I do something, I'm like, I did this. Everyone needs to know that I did it.
Now, and I'm new to it.
Yeah.
But it's like, mine for me, as much as anything, was like, for a long time, like rehab, addiction, trouble, any of that stuff was kind of taboo to talk about. You used to hide it from everybody. Like with me, I've been to the point where I've just been out and open about everything, and, but really living and making conscious decisions based on, man, do I want to worry about that coming to bite me in the back? Do I really have the time in my day to lose sleep over shit? And the answer is no.
Right.
Time's the most valuable thing in my life. If I'm taking time away from my kids and my wife because I've got something taking my brain over that has anything to do with conviction or guilt, then I'm fucking up.
Right. I'll tell everybody, my nose was a vacuum in college. I used to sniff up damn near everything. Yeah, we were out there, brother. And it used to be, obviously, when you're in the middle of it, you're like, no one can know about this. And now, like, I think in my head, like, what if somebody comes down and says, I was playing my second year, we were playing in Detroit, and some guy in the back, I was like sitting on the bench, some dude was yelling, Taylor, we used to do coke together in the dorms. I'm kind of sitting there, my coach was like, what's that about? I was like, he's drunk. He doesn't know. That guy's a liar. He's a fucking liar.
When you're sitting there on the side listening to some of your old friends tell stories.
Yeah, we were in Vegas, in January?
Yeah.
Some of my boys are telling stories that I don't even remember. And like, Taylor made me do this. And then we went and did that. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Isn't that the worst?
It
dude?
is, but then you like, as long as like you've tried to be better since then,
Right.
and you're like, I'm better. Like you in your head, you can like go look yourself in the mirror and be like, buddy, you've been doing a lot of work, and a lot of
You've
reading.
been doing a lot of good
You
stuff.
should be
man.
proud of where you came from.
Yeah,
You should be proud of all that. You know,
We made it,
to me,
buddy.
it's all about you got to get in front of everything, brother. That stuff is the shit that keeps my ass up.
And I think ultimately when that stuff does come up, I think that there's a lot of positive to it because I mean, you're Brantley Gilbert. You've been at the top of the mountain. You've been at the top of the mountain and then had to admit that you had a problem and then go into rehab. And that's just like being human. Everybody has like faults and shortcomings and you're open and talking about it. And somebody who's been as high as you have to see that this dude struggles with a lot of things that everybody struggles with. And you'll get to tell them about that. And like, yeah, I'm sure it'll be uncomfortable. But at the same time, like, you know, it's going to be a lot of stress off your shoulders when they do realize we don't have capes. And it's like, hey, yeah, your dad went through this and did this. This is why I teach you and why I tell you to, you know, try to avoid certain situations because we've all, like as parents always try to do, like our parents did with us, like try to tell them about situations that they went through, but it's usually one ear out the other. But when you see it and it's public, especially when you're a figure, it's going to be like, I think a lot of positive will come from that. Like, yeah, I'm sure it'll suck. Like when kids are telling them at school about what their parents did and shit like that. But, you know, you've grown through a lot of things. And I think there'll be a lot of good stuff that comes from that.
It also gives them an opportunity. I think if we're that honest with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of encourages them to
Yeah.
kind of return the favor and be honest with us. 'Cause I don't ever want my kids to feel like they're dealing with something that they can't talk to me
God,
about.
that would suck.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest fears as a dad is like having a relationship with my son where he feels like, damn, I'm dealing with something, but man, I can't talk to my dad about it. So he won't.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I want to be the opposite
Yeah.
Right.
side of that.
Dad's gonna kill me if he knows about this.
Right.
And
Like,
he
yeah.
spent
Daddy
the
ain't
whole
never
day
gonna
trying to
kill
figure out a way to
you.
lie about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your daddy holds you accountable, but I ain't never go, take it overboard with him.
And showing that you do talk about it is an example of that, right? So, oh yeah. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully you do have those conversations do happen, and he does feel, or your kids feel comfortable because they see that dad gets in front of a microphone and isn't scared to talk through some of these shortcomings in his life.
Absolutely.
Be a good podcast for your kids to look back on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They'll see the Bus with the Boys interview.
There's no question.
No doubt in my mind.
Will and I are both in our mid 40s still doing the show.
They'll also see the Ryman performance last week with Jelly Roll where I lit a joint on stage. But it was classic. Dude, I was actually a little bit nervous. So we were in the backstage room and, you know, Jelly smokes a lot. I do too. So we lit up. We're backstage and we're talking. And his manager comes in and I was like, dude, you know what? Has anybody lit a joint on stage at the Ryman? And he said, I don't know. I know they have back here because we're doing it right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I have. So I just toted one out there with me, and halfway through the song, dude, honest to God, it was almost just muscle memory. I toted it out there with me and lit it up and got to singing. What I forgot to do was I hit it a little harder than I meant to. So it came time for me to sing my part, and I'm like, fell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun.
Jelly brings it out of people, man.
Of all the places you've
Dude.
played, is Ryman one of those spots that's like, fuck, I've made it?
Man, I'll tell you, it's like, so my goal in the music business was to sell out the Georgia Theater. I saw Corey Smith do it when I was like 17 and I was on the show, and it was so freaking cool, man. Just seeing how proud he was, and it totally rubbed off on me. I was like, if I can do that, and if I can do music full time and just make ends meet, like, how cool would that be?
Mm.
And I did that early on in my early 20s. And really, man, everything since then's been a really, really cool bonus. But I've never been one to, you know, kind of, one of my biggest regrets of my career is I never really was very good about stopping and smelling roses, right? It's always been head down. I'm worried about what's next. You know, it's cool this song went number one. All right, what's the next one?
How do you do it again?
You know what I mean? Cool, this album's out. It's great. Release day was great. On release night, or probably actually several months before, like I'm always working on the next record. I did not do a good job of kind of stopping and soaking things in. I'm gonna try to do a better job of that later in life. It's invaluable though, because if I've got that, if I look back at that and I it's something I would have done different in my career, I'm damn sure I'm not gonna make that same mistake with my kids. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Make a point to stop and just kind of just kind of let the weight of the moments with them sink in, so I don't lose them. 'Cause a lot of times, man, shit. When I talk about my career now, when you ask me about like when you made it venues, hell, I don't remember half places I played.
Right.
I will tell you the Ryman, there's a sanctity there.
Mm.
It's different. The Opry's got a vibe. But the Georgia Theater's got an incredible vibe for me, because that was the.
I mean, you were 17 watching Corey Smith being like, yo, this is
If I
fucking
could do
awesome.
that,
Yeah.
walking out on stage, being like, I did that.
Yeah,
That's
man.
cool.
Well, even that night, I was like, man, I feel like I had to do something to do with it, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and of course, I didn't. He was freaking on fire then. But also, man, it's like, I'll tell you, Red Rocks in Colorado. Have you ever been to a show there?
Mm-mm.
You got to do that. That place, man, there's so much history on that stage, but there is like, it's like a sanctuary moment, kind of. It's just a different show than you're going to get anywhere else on the tour. Like, we'll play this Nickelback tour. It'll be balls to the walls. We're going to have great nights out on that tour, but dude, a solid show at Red Rocks in Denver is just hard to beat.
If you didn't play country music, what genre of music would you play instead?
I don't know. I'd be doing music, man. I'll be honest with you. This is honest to God truth. I think my stuff ended up country because I'm a country dude. I don't really write songs about a lot of stuff I don't understand or hadn't lived.
Mm-hmm.
So all my stuff wound up being country, but I listened to a little bit of everything. I mean, when Jelly Roll and I are working on an album together right now, and when it comes out, you'll get to see a little bit of that. We change hats a little bit, but my records early on, they've shifted to more just straight directed at country for a little while. We've always had a little heavier rock element than most. But in the next few records, man, I'm kind of going to go back to doing what I really love doing. And that's letting the song be whatever the fuck it wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
If a song wants to be a rock song, I've had a habit, through the years, I picked up this thing where we'd have a rock song. It's like, all right, that's cool, but we need to try to put some instrumentation on it and bend it back towards country. Which is cool. It's a decision we made along the way. But now, man, the way people are consuming music is so different. Like, all the rules are out the window. Like, I'm really ready to have fun again. If I'm gonna spend time away from my wife and kids, I might as well be having the most fun I can with it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm at in life.
What rules are out the window?
Everything, man. So we can say fuck now. It's a big, not on the radio, but for me, it was just more about what songs were saying and how they sounded than anything. I always said if country music itself, if the genre was a box, we always knew where we belonged, and that was right on the outside of it, close enough to touch it. But we've always been outside of the box, and I love living there. But now it's like, I've always been a fan of huge records, right? Like long records with a bunch of songs on them that are themed, that tell a story. Every one of my albums up to this point has been a chapter of my life. You could literally listen to my stuff from the beginning to end and have a really, really good idea of who I am and what I've been through. And I've always liked that about my career and the way we chose to do things. But it's now, it's hard to get somebody to listen through a full, unless somebody's a diehard fan of yours. They're listening to the songs with stars beside them and bouncing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now it's kind of like, it's turned into, to me, I'm going to try a couple of these next records. Almost like, man, we all remember burning CDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Where you had a 90s country song right next to Tupac, right next to whatever. It was just a little bit of everything. I enjoy listening to a little bit of everything, but I'm a country dude. So the way something sounds may be a little different, but what it's about will probably be pretty consistent.
Yeah.
But man, I just kind of want to let songs be songs. I want to get in writing rooms with guys that are insanely talented, the best in the world at what they do, and just see what the room's got to offer. You know what I mean? See what everybody's bringing to the table instead of going, it's a little too country, or that's a little too rap, that's a little too rock. Fuck all that. Let's write it. Then we'll write something else.
Dude, I miss burning CDs. That's like
Me
one of the most
too.
fun things to fucking do.
Yeah.
The Sharpie
You felt
out.
like you had that shit too, like when you
you like name your little thing.
Yeah.
Hits.
when your boy
Crushes.
sees you, like when he's flipping through the
Bangers.
pages. Yeah,
Bangers.
Got some bangers.
Bangers. Oh, yeah, bangers 1, 2, and 3. Which one you want?
right. Or when that first friend who could burn CDs and you're
Yeah.
thinking like burn CDs, you're talking you can put all these different songs on there. Like, hey, could you burn me a CD?
Right. You write them a list of
Yeah, if
songs
you write
you
the
want.
songs, they have it the
Hell
next day.
yes.
Like,
You have that big fucking stack of
Yes.
like just CDs put in it.
yeah.
Nothing better.
Dude.
So we had a dude at the flea market. This dude's still around. His name's Chunky. And he sold like burned CDs, but was selling them.
Yeah.
They came
Hangers.
down on him pretty hard, I think, down there
Yeah.
in Pendergrass, Georgia, one time. But he's such a good dude. But yeah, that was the greatest, man. I remember my wife still had a burnt CD I made for her during one of our breakups back in the day.
With the breakup burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Get them back.
And
Get
it
them
was-
back.
Yeah.
2017
Yeah.
or whatever.
Straight up Nickelback songs on there, some Brian McKnight,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, Boys to Men, all the things.
All those. You knew when
All
you
the
gave that to her, you're like, when she listens to this, she's
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
So, you know,
coming
she
back.
has to listen to it. It's a rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no
I mean,
way she's not listening.
She's not getting to for the first day, maybe in the first week.
Yeah.
But she'll be in the 30-minute car ride and be like looking at it. Let me pop this thing.
You'll be like
You're
impatiently.
getting a call 15 minutes
Yeah,
later.
impatiently waiting for.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Or
wasn't going
listen.
to call me after that one.
No.
We
I-
went 5 or 6 years without speaking to each other that time.
5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we both went our separate ways. We were about 5 or 6 on and off. She was young when I met her. I was working on some community service hours at a church around my hometown, and that's the church our family went to. And I met her there, and I think she was like 16. I was like 18 or something, or 19. So we talked on the phone for a long time, and then when she turned 18, and her parents weren't going to let her have anything to do with me. But we tried to do the talking thing, the dating thing, and it was on and off for a long time. But what it came down to, man, was I was doing some things and hanging around with some folks that she wasn't cool with for good reason.
Mhm.
And I'll never forget, dude, I pulled back in her driveway one night to drop her off. This was the night. And, you know, we both knew we'd come to a point. I'd got into some things with some dudes that I didn't want her around. I needed to kind of distance myself from.
Goes back to the motorcycle guys.
The motorcycle club.
Yeah, this wasn't like these weren't. This wasn't like a 1%er club or nothing.
Yeah.
These were
Hells Angels.
not those guys. No, this was just a group of dudes that I ran with around my town. And not all of them were bikers. It was just, but there was some weird stuff going on. I didn't want her being a part of that. She wasn't going to be a part of it. And I remember her saying, like, we had named Braylon, like our daughter's name. Like I knew I wanted to marry this woman, like early on.
Mhm.
But she said that night, you know, I told her, I said, I've got some things going on that aren't awesome. And she was like, well, I've been meaning to talk to you anyway. She said, look, I love you, and you know, but yada yada. But she said it scares me, you know, to talk about having kids and having a life, like a forever with somebody that rides around with a truck full of guns and, you know, 2 fists of liquor in the console and pills. And it was like, you know what? There is no argument for that. You know what I mean? I remember dropping her off, and I never would drink around her when I had her. When I dropped her off the house, by the time I got into her driveway, number one, I was shaking like a dog by the time I dropped her off. By the time I got to the end of her driveway, I had a quarter gone out of a bottle. You know, I drank the whole way home. And so it was just, man, I was in a terrible place in life. We went 5 or 6 years without speaking. We both went our separate ways. And then my cousin, who was the youth pastor at that church, called me on June 16th of 2014 and said, man, I got somebody over here that wouldn't mind talking to you. I hadn't talked to you in a while. I heard you were sober, this, that, and the other, and wouldn't mind seeing you. I was supposed to be in LA for a week, and I told him, I was like, dude, you know what? My schedule's wide open this week. I'll be over there tomorrow. I knew exactly who he was talking about. And I remember sitting in the driveway being like, all right, sober for life, no matter what, or not sober for life, Jesus. Single for life,
Yeah.
no matter what. Because really, dude, I, you know, like I was talking about earlier, dude, I was getting to ride motorcycles every day, going wherever the hell I wanted to, doing whatever the hell I wanted to. I was happy, you know, but I did want to see her. But dude, but I remember thinking, single for life, single for life, single for life. She walked around the corner, and I was like, fuck. All of that shit went out the window.
Yeah.
It was like, I knew then. Like, I absolutely knew then. We were engaged. We got engaged. We were married a year later.
No
We
shit.
got married June 28th, 2015.
That's awesome. Tell you what, the one part of that story, your girl comes home. She's in high school. She's like, Daddy, I met this boy. He's 18.
Yeah,
Brother.
tough. You're already behind the 8 ball, man.
I have nightmares.
I was
about this
18,
on
she
a
was
regular
16,
basis.
17. I was like, oh no. Oh, brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you remember those girls in high school
Oh, yeah.
that were all 14, 15. They're going with the kids that can drive.
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Now.
Or some
Your
girls
age
are in-
keeps going down. I wasn't chasing no.
Yeah.
I'm not your
He
age.
was 12 and
And you were, wait, what? What the fuck?
36.
I just turned into a.
I'll tell you what, man.
a podcast.
It got close. You got close. You were telling the damn story.
No,
It's been almost the worst crime you did.
No.
That was, hey. But you as a dad, I got 2 girls. I'm terrified for that.
It's probably one of the scariest things on the
Just
planet.
dating in general.
Yeah.
I'm just not excited for it. I hope
I'm
I can.
not either, man. I
hope I can be cool about it.
You know what? My biker dad said something pretty cool. This might make you feel better.
Biker dad, biological.
No,
Okay.
not far from.
Okay.
He does have a sick beard though, so I guess I
Yeah.
kind of wish I'd have got that.
Hey, brother, don't sleep on your beard now.
Yeah, you got a beard.
You see this over here?
It's coming.
Could have that.
Oh, but dude, it's coming. Like you just,
Thanks. Hey, you don't got to do this.
I got the little. Okay.
I know. I get it.
All right. Well, if you would just let it go, it'd go.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, but-
no. It doesn't
Oh.
do that. No. I'm a mustache guy through and through
Okay.
now. That's who I am.
See, my mustache grows weird. When I just try to do a mustache by itself, it's super weird. My dad always had a mustache.
Yeah. If
But
I
I
feel like
look
if you had a mustache, you'd have big 19-year-old dating a 15-year-old vibe. You know, you think about that?
She
And the
got
way you
younger and
gotta
I
make a
got
weird
older.
with the
Yeah.
You're right. That's my
Everybody's picking this up, right?
Yeah.
She keeps getting younger. I keep getting older.
bad. Yeah. That's my bad.
What was it? Yeah, fuck, man.
But you're biker dad.
Yeah, so he tells me, he said, look, B. So I was telling him, I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, first dude that shows up at our house, that walks, talks, acts, anything like me, like I'm going to stab the fuck out of him as many times as I can till the cops pull me off. And he was like, okay, that's a little much. But he said, here's
Wait
the
to hear
deal,
what he
babe.
tells you.
He said, listen to me. Listen. Here's the deal. Girls that have good relationships with their daddies usually ain't the ones we got to go pull off the pole. Which made sense to me. I don't
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
yeah, it's like, dude, so I mean, I'm going to try to have the best relationship I can with my daughter,
Mhm.
right? I don't want her looking for things she should be getting from me from other folks. You know what I mean? And other.
Having the daddy issues.
Right. We don't want that, right? But I think at the end of the day, man, if we raise our daughters to the best of our ability, right? I think they're going to be young and they're going to make mistakes, right? But that's what's going to turn them into the women they're going to be that we're going to be so proud of. I don't look forward to them making mistakes and having to deal with that. But at the same time, like I have faith in my daughter already as a 3-year-old that by then we're going to have her coached up. And if old boy pulls some shit, I'm not teaching my daughter to remove herself from a situation. I'm teaching her to shoot that son of a bitch as many times as you can and then remove yourself from a situation.
Oh my
We'll
God.
probably have to edit that.
We'll add that part.
Sorry, Aaron. Are you having a heart attack back there? I woke up really honest
I
this
tell you.
morning. I did. I woke up honest.
15,
said I
16
won't
years
go.
from now, your daughter's going to bring home a boy. His name's going to be William Earl Compton IV.
Whoa. But he'll be a good young man. He'll be a good
He'll
young
be
man.
a good young man. But,
He'll be wearing a
but when
straight
you
outta
find out who the
Compton.
dad is, you're like,
Straight
fuck,
outta
yeah,
Compton.
brother.
I'm like, hey, brother, put this on when you go
love
over there.
it.
That
He'll love
straight outta
it.
Compton shirt.
Dude.
Oh, no.
So the other thing is, I mean, I do have a couple plans though, because if he's a douchebag, like I think maybe I'll just line our entire driveway with bikers and make him drive past every one of them. Be
Bad
like,
boys type stuff.
yeah, and then
Just
just
some good
meet him in the
intimidation.
driveway. Just meet him out there. Be like,
What kind of
"Look,
bikers?"
dude, the good ones.
The good ones. The most scary ones.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
they're all nice men. They're great people for the most part.
Yeah.
But line the whole driveway with bikers, right?
Yeah.
Have him drive past every one of them. And then we'll circle him in the driveway and we'll just walk out and meet him and be like, look, man, I ain't going to clean a gun in front of you. You know I got him. Just know that anything you do to her, every one of us is going to do to you. And there's some of these boys that's been upstate that they got some practice.
Hey, the best part about that, you don't have to deliver that message. You have, you have one of your boys deliver that message, and you get to come out. Hey, how you doing,
Yeah.
Eric? Eric, how you doing, man?
That's even better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get to
I
be,
like
you
that.
get to be like the good energy, and he's just thinking, oh my, these dudes right here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, man, make sure you-
scare him too bad, didn't you? Oh,
Yeah.
they didn't scare you too bad.
Yeah,
did
yeah,
you?
you
Yeah.
can
They're
play that.
nice
Good
guys.
cop,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they're good guys.
Yeah.
God.
That would be funny, dude.
Right?
You got to get that recorded.
Yeah, you got to get that recorded.
You'll have the camera, yeah.
Make sure to dial that in.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian goes lots of places with me. You've got some pretty weird shit on camera. I'm feel safe to say.
A lot of editing.
Do you get intimidated? In the beginning, did you get intimidated? The night you went to Walmart?
Hold on, say that again.
Yeah.
So we were gonna do a music video for one of his songs.
And I love that you're using Walmart. This is
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and so we're like,
We don't have a target.
Yeah, I come up with the idea that's like, hey, we should do the music video with you standing in front of a projection screen. And we were like, yeah, that sounds great, but we didn't have the projection screen. So at like 11 o'clock at night, we decided we were going to go to Walmart and buy some sheets, white sheets to throw up.
My hair is bald at this
Yeah.
point. Like, I had a bald head.
So
okay. I'm putting it together.
we walk into this Walmart, and then sometimes people don't recognize them, but this night they were on them. And we go and get like 20 stacks of white sheets. And we're walking through Walmart, and people are coming up
Scissors.
asking for pictures, and we're just like, this does not look right.
All over social media. Like, that did literally look like we were about to sponsor a Klan rally.
Yeah.
God.
It was tough.
He said I didn't have my
It
hair.
was on.
Yeah.
If someone was posted about it.
Oh,
you holding a bunch of white
We
sheets?
ended up doing the music video. It's just, we
Yeah.
just laughed about it because it's like all the nights that everyone in Walmart wanted to come up to you. We're carrying 20 white sheets.
Yeah.
Oh my
Not a
God.
good look. Not a good look.
Not a good look.
He's been in some pretty interesting situations. We were at Taco Bell one night, and
Oh, man.
it was late, and this our little part of town. It's not like it's a super high crime area or anything, but they do have the M word over there where we're from. I mean, if you go to the Dollar General, they give you a 6-pack of Coke and like a bag of meth half off it. So when it gets late, you kind
Half
of
off at a Dollar General.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good bag. Hell of a deal.
Hell of a deal. Yeah.
So we're sitting in, and I carry a gun most places. I got asked to leave the Opry Mills Mall yesterday for having my gun with me. The dog got me.
Really?
Yeah, I walk around with a dog in there.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't think anything about it. Like I tote most of the places I go. But this dude, we noticed that the dog flipped around in the middle of the aisle and kind of followed us down a little ways. And I was like, shit, I had to get my wife some sunglasses. So we ran in the sunglass hut. When we came out, he had the cop with the dog is standing over here looking at us real weird. And the little security guard, bless her heart, she was sweet as she could be. And she was shook, like she was shaking. She walked up to us, she said, guys, we're running a little program at the mall where the dog he's alerted to you guys. Would any of you happen to have a firearm? I said, yes, ma'am, I have mine. And she said, okay, well, we have a policy against it. I'm so sorry, but we're going to have to ask you to leave. And I said, I totally understand. Will you please point me in the direction of the first exit? And I will be the hell out of here. And yes, it was kind of uneventful. We thought it was going to get interesting for a minute. But one night at Taco Bell, we're in the drive-thru, pitch dark. All the lights are out. They're the only place open. No, there shouldn't have been anybody there. Out of nowhere, a dude comes up, and the first time I see him, he's in my mirror, but he is literally over my left shoulder. I'm in the driver's side seat. So I reach down, and I have this little thing in my truck that, have y'all seen the magnets where your pistol will go in it, and it just sits in the slide, and you push it forward, and it racks it.
I think I might. I've seen it on Instagram.
picturing it.
probably.
I'm
Yeah,
picturing
yeah.
They're
We've
awesome.
we've put it together.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
I caught the dude last minute, and it was like, like that. And he was like, "Whoa, what?" And Brian was like, "Dude, you did that so fast."
It's like, you've been training for this. Like, you've been waiting for this moment.
0 to 60 in a second, dude.
What do the guy want?
Real quick, a picture.
Yeah, he was like, he literally said, do you do this to all your fans? Like, do you walk up to people's
Motherfucker,
door in the dark?
All my fans don't run up on me. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There they
is that it
are.
right there?
Yeah, these things are genius. But yeah, most of my fans will sneak up on me at 2 a.m.
He saw you, man. He had to get
He
that.
had every
What you
opportunity
worried
in the world
about?
to say, "Hey, dude, from a long ass way away, why you gonna sneak up on me?"
Oh, yeah. So the inside of the Taco Bell was like closing. So the parking lot was pitch black. Like the only thing you could see is the light coming off the menu in the drive through. And that's why it was like, whoa, like what's going on here?
So there was just some reason for it.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
random.
And the hour of night too, because you
Like 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was shady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
You just trying to get some Taco Bell, some late night.
T-Bell.
Yeah.
yeah, I
What's
was,
the only time
box,
to get it.
JP? Yeah.
come on, bro.
$5?
$5 box, man.
They know.
Hell yeah.
First time Taco Bell's putting a crunch wrap in the $5 box.
Bro, have y'all tried that grilled cheese burrito they got?
No.
Son.
Would you put Taco Bell at the number one on your list as fast food places?
Probably. I like
Bell's your favorite?
Bell.
Taco
I
Bell's a
think
good one.
so.
Strong.
We've done that tier talk before. But we could always revisit it.
Yeah, but that was without you. Wasn't that with George? And
yeah, and then the next episode, I said mine.
yeah.
We
Just
may
what
we
you-
may have
mine
never
would
done
change now.
late night fast food.
Late night
fast food drive
Fast
through.
food would be a good tier talk.
Yeah,
All right,
we
let's
can do
hit that. Let's hit that. So tier talk is,
We're gonna hit it now.
yeah. Would you like to?
Yeah, I'm down.
Do you have anything else?
No.
Thought it'd be a good pivot.
Yeah, it's a great pivot.
Perfect.
Introduce them to our segments. You're doing our segments with us. Usually we just do them by ourselves, and the guest is just usually interview, but we want to include you in our segments.
Hell yeah, come on.
So tier talk is you're gonna rate. The category is gonna be late night fast food. So you're gonna do your third favorite, your second favorite, and your first favorite. Tier 3, tier 2, tier 1, and you're allowed to have an honorable mention. So we'll take a couple
Okay.
minutes. We're gonna take a couple minutes. And we're gonna think about it. It's late night.
Oh, I'm good to go.
Yeah, this is. Oh, you're good to go.
I thought Will was ready.
Bro, I've been traveling for 20
Me, I got
years.
2, but I gotta make sure like I cover my bases, man.
Yeah, we've been on a tour bus. We haven't been on a tour bus for 20 years, but I've been on the road for 20 years. I know exactly what truck stops have. We've lived on truck stop food for.
Hey, also I didn't tell you this past week I made it to Buc-ee's. I made it to Buc-ee's.
You made it to Buc-ee's?
I drove to Atlanta in
Will
one
Compton
day.
still owes the people an apology after
Yeah.
shitting on Buc-ee's, and now he's claiming it's the greatest gas station in the world.
I've never seen anything like this before.
Did I say greatest gas station in the world?
In your video, you did. I'm
You're
pretty sure
not
it's the
wrong.
caption. No, we.
No, the caption was world class.
Okay, maybe that's
World
it.
class gas station.
That's high praise when you wouldn't. You were
I had
shitting
been
on
to a
it.
Buc-ee's.
I know. Look. There's no. I love it that you're there because it's a spectacle. It's a place where even if you don't need gas or food, you stop regardless just to walk around.
Yeah, my wife took the kids in there literally just to take them in there.
Exactly. Get a picture with the mascot, the statue sitting outside.
Is there a mascot?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a mascot that comes every now and then.
I'm thinking I should probably go.
You never been?
I think we passed through it, but that's probably when I was drinking. There's a good chance I probably tried to fight the mascot. Oh, well, why?
A lot of people. I'm talking hundreds of cars. They have like what a 100 gas pumps.
They got a beef jerky stand though. They
The
got
farthest thing from a controlled environment. Yeah, I'll
I
pass.
tell you what, it's clean though.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Yeah.
Would you say it's like it's Disneyland for lower to middle class people?
It's a Disneyland for low to middle class people.
Huh.
It's
that's-
out there.
That's
Ooh, I found it.
legit.
I'm good. I'm ready.
I mean, people will go in there and get their food and then stand out in the parking lot and tailgate and eat.
The fuck is that? That's a.
Yeah, it's a spectacle now.
It's massive.
Wawa.
I think that's northeast.
oh, I was like, they got it.
What about the come and goes? Have y'all see those?
Yeah.
Why the spelling?
Yeah, I don't know. Man.
How they spell it?
Like
KUM. But why? You know what I mean? Somebody's dirty. It's fuck. It's like the Disney movie.
Somebody's
You watch Lion
dirty.
King, and there's all kind of sex stuff in it. Isn't the Little Mermaid castle a dick? Somebody told me
Oh
that.
yeah, when they go down the conspiracy theories on the Disney movies.
Right.
Yeah, that'll keep you up all night. That'll keep you up for a while.
It's terrifying.
Hey, sweetheart, did you see this?
Our pastor of our church is on vacation with his wife in Disney World right now, and I'm significantly worried about him.
No longer a member.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
You pulled your card? It's like,
Are you a Star Wars fan?
bro, so I've actually received a generous amount of hate over this recently, but I feel like, and tell me if I'm wrong, but were there like either Rambo and Rocky kids and then Star Wars kids?
No, brother. I'm all
All
the
of 'em?
above.
I was a Rambo Rocky kid. I never watched the Star Wars
You never
movies,
seen one?
but my son loves it, so I'm thinking I may
Love
need
it,
to
bro.
watch them.
It's worth your time.
I haven't seen
Yeah.
them all as religiously as he has, but I have seen a few, and they're solid.
My mom was big Star Wars. My dad was big Rambo Rocky.
I got you.
Yeah. I'm talking, son, this is the bad guy. This was Rocky 4. That was my first movie.
Oh, dude.
Young Buck. This is the bad guy right
Which one's
there.
Rocky 4? That the
It's
Russian?
the Russian. Yeah.
That's probably the best
Hey,
one,
That
huh?
was probably the
By the
best.
way, you need a glove for today.
It's the most
I got
popular.
you.
It's the most
Well, now
popular
you
one.
left-handed?
No,
See, I'm left-handed. I gotta go get a glove.
Good deal.
I brought 3 or 4 extras.
Let's go.
Extras?
I don't know about y'all, but I'm actually excited about
Oh, I can't wait.
It's a great time.
Yeah.
playing.
I'm just figuring out if I want to go baseball pants or shorts because I'm thinking I'm sliding if I have to.
Oh, I'm going shorts. Just fucking let it eat, dude.
All right. You said
Pass
it.
job.
You said it.
What do they
I
call
did-
them?
I-
Strawberries.
I
If you wear
never worn
baseball
strawberries.
pants and you don't go yard a few times, you look dumb as fuck.
Meme.
That might be my move then. That might have to be
Do
my
people
move.
really wear baseball pants?
I think it'd be hilarious if we were all in real uniform.
Okay, next year we need to like
Do the real deal.
show up and like be
Yeah.
involved in the uniform and everything, and show up looking like we know what the hell.
What
we're
number
doing.
they give you?
I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out.
Y'all know what number y'all are?
Well, he'll probably be 51. I'll probably be 77. You
I
think?
have no clue. Did they even ask
I don't
numbers?
think they.
Didn't
no.
you submit? You submitted Taylor for
Submitted, but not
50.
numbers though.
77, 7, or 69.
Yeah, I don't know what your numbers are. All it was
him
walkthrough
44.
songs.
I like 00,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Double zero's
I
hard.
always like 00.
You strike me as the guy that wears the number X from like longest yard. Yeah, that could be you for sure.
You strike me as the guy who wears the
The helmet. Who's the guy that had the helmet with the
X.
cigarette in?
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
safety.
Joey Diaz, I think.
Is it? No.
Not him. Joey
No.
Diaz is in that movie. Yeah. Oh
You're
yeah, I
talking
know.
about,
You're
like,
talking about.
you're talking about like the Hispanic Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hispanic Chuck Liddell.
Wow,
That is the best way to say that. Is who it
I
is.
think that's I think we can all
Gotta
put
get a glove.
that.
All right, we got
Yeah,
to roll.
we all
We got to
do.
roll. True Classic Tees. Father's Day is right around the corner, and one thing is for sure: dads have enough ties, tools, and baggy tees this year. Give the dad, father figure, mentor, or loved one in your life a gift of looking good and feeling good with True Classic.
True Classic shirts are ultra soft and fitted in the arms and shoulders with just enough room where you need it for the perfect fit and feel every time. Bundle and save on packs of your favorite styles from button downs to Henleys to polos.
Whether you're running your next marathon or running errands, we will have to run that again. Got me laughing. Whether you're running your next marathon or running errands, and a run around the block is more. What the fuck? Hold on. All right. Whether
You
you're
got it,
running
brother.
your next marathon or running errands, and a run around the block is more your speed, their line of active shirts, shorts, and joggers are moisture wicking and quick dry to keep you comfortable so you can keep on moving.
Gifting can be hard. True Classic makes it easy. They're so committed to their shirts fitting right that they even have 100% risk-free guarantee and easy returns, so you can feel as good gifting it as they feel wearing it.
Premium quality without a premium price tag. That's the true classic difference.
Nailed it. That's a good shit.
It's you.
Yeah.
Oh. Call to action. True Classic. Call to action. True Classic is hooking our listeners up with an exclusive deal to help you get ahead on gifting.
For a limited time only, get 20% off with code BUS at trueclassic.com.
That's 25% off with code BUS, plus free shipping included on purchases over $100. Back to the episode.
Tier talks. William, would you want to start? You want me to go? You go.
I'll go. My tier, my honorable mention, and this is a callback back to my Nebraska days when we would be drunk and hit the late night De Leon's, a taco spot that's straight gasoline, dude. I'm talking you'll be a faucet for the next couple of days, but it is worth it, and it's a good time, and it's a great memory with the boys. My tier 3 is going to be Hardee's. I think pulling up the Hardee's late night, growing up in Bonne Terre, Hardee's was a move growing up in Bonne Terre, Missouri. My tier 2, and this this was tough, but because I feel like my tier 1 and 2, they're not far off. But my tier 2 is Taco Bell.
Come on.
Taco Bell, Taco Bell's one of the best fast food places, period. But you get that late night Taco Bell. I'm talking the menu. You can pick whatever you want, dude. Recently I got the $5 box because I was inspired by JP's tweet on the $5 box and what was in it. But a $5 box with a Pepsi goes a long way at Taco Bell.
This is not in the Baja Blast.
No, I'm a Pepsi
Excuse me.
guy at Taco Bell.
Not,
dude.
it's not my time. It's
okay.
not my time to speak. It's my fault.
The Baja Blast is nice, but I think Taco Bell's Pepsi is second to none. Up there with the McDonald's Coke. Now, my tier 1 is going to be none other than, and I visited this spot frequently with the boys back in the day, but Jack in the Box.
Come on.
The 99-cent tacos, you just can't beat Jack in the Box, dude. That is my tier 1, and I'm very proud of that tier list.
Let me, so now we say one word to describe how we feel about his. I'll go first.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
JP, what do you got? Or Garrett, clockwise. Go G. Just in the middle. Let's button this up.
Tasty.
Solid.
Sensational.
Extremely solid.
Pretty solid.
He said pretty solid.
Everybody use solid. Yeah. Solid's been used. I'm gonna go fucking. Let's fucking go.
Hyphenated.
Yeah.
Damn, I don't even need to do mine.
Is that it?
I swear to God, that was it. 3, 2, 1 in that order.
Wow.
I'll give my honorable mention because it was different. I didn't have what he have. My honorable mention will go to Wingstop. I think Wingstop's incredible.
Is
Love the
Wingstop
wings.
open late night?
I think they're open to midnight, yeah? I could change that up right now. I have to give out my honorable mention. My honorable mention is going to go to Big Ten Burrito.
Okay.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan, open till 3 a.m. Their quesadillas, they give you a cup of queso. That's about that fucking big right there. The quesadilla, it's half the size.
Yeah.
And it's, like you said, a faucet. But 3, 2, 1, exactly. It was Carl's Jr. instead of Hardee's. Yeah.
How about that?
I'm shocked you didn't have what is it, Skips or not what in Michigan?
Oh, Mr. Skeeps?
Skeeps?
No, not
Oh,
Skeeps. The place
go
that we
and
always
get,
go to.
Spots. Mr. Spots.
Spots isn't open late. But right
What?
next to Spots is Big Ten Burrito. Right next to Spots.
Okay.
But Spots would be,
So Spots is the pregame. Mr. Burrito is
Yeah.
the late.
that's a hell of a day, brother.
Yeah.
You either backed up for a minute or you sprung a leak
Yeah,
halfway
yeah.
through the night. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts between those two.
Yeah.
All right, what you got?
Bro, all right, so I'm gonna have to say for my honorable mention, we'll go with Denny's.
Denny's?
Most of mine are like truck stop shit.
Go ahead.
Nice.
Hey, you
I
go
like
off. You
that.
go off. We're not allowed to say nothing right now.
3. I'm gonna have to go with the truck stop McDonald's. Because this guy, well, actually, that's.
I love how you're just getting a thicker accent as you talk about
Yeah.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
The truck
Wendy's.
stop
Wendy's is
McDonald's.
pretty solid. We get into them at you dip the frosty in the fries, so that'll take number 3. Number 2, we're gonna
Hey, I
go
love how you do that too.
McDonald's. Just on account of this got some real good shit in it, and I don't know what any of it is, and it'll probably kill you, but it's good.
So you got 3 is Wendy's, 2 is McDonald's.
Yeah,
All right.
and 1, the motherfucking Waffle House, bro.
Oh, Taco Bell didn't make it.
Oh shit! Oh, hold on.
Oh yeah. Hey,
Hold on a
recount.
minute.
Recount the
Wow.
vote.
Hold on a
Recount the
minute.
vote.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. Shit, we're gonna have to go Denny's, Taco Bell, Waffle House.
Well, so McDonald's just goes from 2 to out.
Yeah, McDonald's had to go.
That's fair.
Man,
the mac
that's
sauce is good.
wild.
Yeah.
Those are yeah.
Can we go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jefferson, Georgia. He put the fist up.
All-star.
Veteran.
Ooh.
Oh,
You're not. You're fucking with
Stuffed.
stuff.
veteran, literally.
What's your
Delicious.
Yeah.
Grand Slam. Damn.
I was wondering
What you
what
got,
the fuck.
Say it again.
Hey,
I
what
didn't
you,
even smoke today.
hey, what you got, Will?
Grand Slam.
Oh,
Hey, that was elite.
I like that.
Hey, I'm sick, bro.
Bro, you
because-
hit, that was, you're playing baseball. Those are singles and doubles every single time. Like, you played a good game right there.
He hit
That
the
was a good,
cycle.
solid game.
Hit the cycle.
Shit, that buddy.
That Waffle House.
That's
pulling
the-
out.
that's a-
I
that's
knew
a
we
good-
were in for it when you said Denny's. I was like, oh, man.
I
he's
know,
hitting
because
the map we didn't even think about.
Huddle House.
Oh, yeah.
What's Huddle House?
Huddle House is basically like Waffle House.
It's like a waffle.
Yeah.
I never had Waffle
And
House.
then also Steak and Shake.
Oh, yeah. Steak
The
and
four- dude, like 40 meals under $4.
The
Damn.
Frisco Melt, dude.
Yeah. Dude, the Waffle House was
Oh,
cool,
no.
man. You
Cookout's
never
got a
know.
lot of
You might get
flavors
to
in the
watch a fight
milkshakes,
in
so I'll
there.
give them that.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? It's entertaining as shit.
I wish I could go back, man.
Can't though.
I know.
Well,
Well done, man. What you say?
That was fucking hilarious. I don't know if you missed
what do you
or not.
say?
Just the look on his face, he was like, can't, man.
You can't.
Sucks, man.
Well, since we got you, should we hit pet peeve?
And shout out, no free shout out.
And shout out, no free shout out. So we'll do one. It's going to be a complete 180. Pet peeve of the week is just something small that pisses you off. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And then shout out, no free shout out is a positive that probably is overlooked. Like the main one you probably think of is wake up in the morning, first sip of coffee. That's a shout out, no free shout out.
Yeah.
Pet peeve is when people don't turn left on a yellow light. That type of thing.
Yeah.
It's aggravating as fuck.
What's that?
Gripping his
I'm
fist,
so
too.
bad at road rage. It's like a thing.
Brother, you fucking pulled a gun on somebody and talk about it. Like you.
It was dark.
It was a joke.
It was dark.
Yeah,
Pellet,
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
2 a.m.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
paintball.
Crazy world we live in right now.
Paintball gun.
You want to do pet peeve? You want me to go first this time?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. So my pet peeve of the week actually came to me yesterday. I got on a last minute flight from Vegas to here, and I was in B14 on Southwest.
Mm.
Well, I was graced with a window spot. However, it wasn't in the aisle. It wasn't in the front. It was a regular general pop seat. If you sit in a general pop seat and you don't have right behind you the exit row, under no circumstance should you ever lean your chair back. And if you're
Hard
gonna
disagree.
hold on, and if you're gonna lean your chair back,
Hard
have
disagree.
some fucking awareness. You see this giraffe of a human being moving out of the exit row fucking thing out of the way because I'm so goddamn tall. And I literally said to a guy too, I said, hey brother, this is tough, but I'm gonna have to sit right next to you. I made it known. Like 3 rows. We all had a giggle about it because I gotta be the guy that's gotta sit next to this guy, ruin his fucking day because he's got a 3-hour flight going with me. We're bumping shoulders the whole time. 5 minutes into fucking takeoff, a ginger
Oh no.
Oh wow.
popped that seat back on me. And brother, he hit me with got both my knees at one time. And you know I got shaky knees. I had to eat that shit the whole flight
You
like
tore
this.
both.
Like this, watching the breakup with Vince Vaughn like this. That was not nice.
I mean, you set it up.
So my pet peeve of the week is reclining that seat and not having awareness.
Disagree.
Okay, go ahead. Why?
I disagree, man. Like
You have the worst etiquette on a plane.
how's that? Because
were
I was
on a
loud
flight.
when I was talking.
We were on a flight, loud when he talks, and we take off, and Will goes across the aisle. He's in the aisle seat, looks over at the guy, excuse me, sir, can you roll down to your window? That's his property for the next flight. And he asked the guy, and the guy kind of looks at him and goes, okay. And Will looks back at me, and he's like, would you say the guy always say, always get your fries?
Yeah, always get your
He
fries.
He looks at me like I'm going to support him in that choice. I'm like, brother, that is not your jurisdiction to tell somebody.
Early
You
morning
let that sun bink you in the face. 'Cause that is not your jurisdiction.
No.
You hit your window, and if you want to let him know, you close it hard, so he knows. When that thing binks, he's like, I probably should close my motherfucker too.
It wasn't like a. It was like, hey, sir, could you put that window back down, man?
Oh yeah, he did roll it up first.
He put it up.
He pulled it
And I
up,
was
and
like- I
Will
was
hit him
like,
with
oh,
the. Do you
yeah,
mind
hit me.
putting that
I
down?
was like, hey man, you mind putting that down? Like he
That's
could've-
the etiquette we're talking about. That's
And
the.
the dude, he straight up did it, right?
he put it back down.
Oh yeah, he bent the knee, but it's still out.
Like, I was being like, I was using my manners.
He was
asking a
polite about it,
question.
but even the ask.
Yeah, I was polite about it. I was
Even
like,
the
hey, sir, you can't put that window back down, and then
Yeah.
sit back and like, yeah, I get your fries,
I
man.
do. When it comes to laying a seat back on a plane, like I'm not shitting you. I'm not trying to fly nowhere. I'm like snakes, sharks, commitment and flying
Yeah.
are like my 4.
Oh, you don't get on
You
the
scared of flying?
You don't get on the
I don't
plane,
really dig it, huh?
You don't get on the plane?
I don't, dude. So
Flying
our
makes you
last
nervous.
tour ended in California, and I rode that bus from California to Georgia.
No shit.
Now, when I have to fly, like I have a 2-week rule, right? So while we're out on this Nickelback tour, there's several times where I don't go 2 weeks without seeing my wife and kids. Wherever I'm at, that 2-week mark hits, I find the next off day, next part of the schedule, and I fly home. And I'll charter a jet usually just so I can get there and back. But my goal when I get on that plane is to manually shut down, meaning I'm gonna hit my damn Ambien, and I'm gonna smoke me a hooter before I get on it, and I may eat a gummy too, and I'm gonna try to pass my ass out
You tell the
for the entire.
you tell the pilot, hey, don't take off until you see me asleep.
He already knows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You let him know when you sign the
oh,
paper.
absolutely, because I'm out there hammering cigarettes outside of the plane before I get on it. I hadn't quit that yet. I quit everything else.
Right, dude.
You know what I mean?
Gotta have all vice.
I told my wife.
Hey, you see these little boys
I
right
don't know
here?
that I trust a man that doesn't have at least one vice. If you don't have a vice and you haven't been to prison, the military, or rehab, I just don't trust you.
Fair enough. Well, we all got vices here,
Yeah, see?
so I'm not gonna disagree with
Jerking
you.
off is mine.
Y'all smoking here?
Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
When Chris Long came on the pod, he came on the bus, and we had some. Yeah, we had some. Dr. Facts. We had some vitamins
Dude, you
while on the
scared the
bus.
fuck out of me.
Oh, but he's my smoking buddy.
He fucking just popped out of nowhere.
We're going down the road right now, folks.
Yeah, here,
Popped up
one
like-
flick.
Water?
Man, what's your pet peeve of the week, Willie?
My pet peeve of the week, and I get reminded of it every night: peeing in the middle of the night.
Oh.
When I gotta wake up and go to the bathroom, and it's I only got an hour of sleep left or something or less. I'm so pissed off because my mind's already starts running. Like depending on if you're rocked up or not, you gotta lean, you gotta point that thing down. It takes longer because you gotta push it down, and then it cuts off a little bit of the circulation, a little bit of the flow. But peeing in the middle of the night is my pet peeve of the week. It always it pisses me off a little bit. What? Pee in the middle of the night? Yeah, I mean, it means you're
fucks up your
hydrated for
sleep.
sure.
It fucks up your sleep,
Yeah, I
though.
just hate when my sleep gets interrupted, and then I see that I only have like less than an hour of sleep left.
I think a lot of it,
That sucks.
for me, that pet peeve depends. Because if I have like 3-4 hours of sleep, like if I have a lot of time in my head, I'm like, damn, I get to sleep that much longer. Like I somehow
True.
make a positive
You're right.
out of it.
That could be a
But if
shout
it's like
out.
30 minutes, it literally could be a
Yeah.
shout out. And it's now going to be my shout out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead then.
Yeah, my shout out of the week is when you wake up in the middle of the night to pee and you have like 4 or 5 hours
Early
left.
in the morning.
Early,
Early,
yeah.
yeah. Early in the morning. Yeah.
But
If it's like 12:30 or 1 and you feel like you woke up and you go to check that clock, like you don't check it right away, you're almost ready to tap your phone and you kind of keep your eyes away from it because you're playing some
no, I'm
weird
with
game
you
with
on that.
yourself.
You're doing it.
And then when you see it's like 1 in the morning, that does fire you up.
Yeah.
But when it's about 5:15,
You know you got to be up at 6?
yeah.
No, fuck that.
And I'm like, God, can I just go back to sleep and not have to pee? And then you try, and then you got to get up and go pee, man. And you're like,
we
man,
can
I'll-
trump that. It's like waking up at 4, knowing you got several more hours of sleep, and you're on the bus. You can step right up front and like just smoke half one of these and go lay back down.
Yeah, that's a nice little pivot.
is that your
too.
shout out?
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be my shout out.
That's
yeah,
your shout out. We
there
got
you
2
go.
shout outs and 1 pet peeve.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. That's 2 birds, 1 stone.
What you call optimistic?
What you got about your pet peeve of the week?
Close talkers. That's not a week. That's of my whole life.
Close talkers?
Close talkers.
Close
Close
talkers.
talkers.
Hey, brother. How's life? Everything good?
Yeah.
You don't get that?
Tell us about that.
Bro, I'm telling
What's
you.
the deal? Yeah.
Well, you two big motherfuckers ain't a whole lot I can do. But when people feel like, I gotta be right here on you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're like a bar, right? So I'm already the dude that don't drink in a bar. So I have a limited amount of time in there before I need to go.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. The only way that'd have been better if I was yawning and this was fucking got it.
Yeah, hey, if you're in the
I
bar,
can't watch this.
if you're in the bar sober and you got people come up to you, and even worse, wanting to have a deep conversation with you,
Dude. Will you
Is it up
listen
there?
to my demo? I got it with me in my cargo pants pocket.
Oh, man, I bet you. Yeah, I bet.
Bro, and they're
get
like
that a lot.
here, and their breasts all fucked up, and it's even worse. It almost gets you like, dude. Since I quit drinking and I smoke now, I am more passive than I've ever been in my life. Like I have a quick temper, and not so much anymore. But dude, it almost gets me fight ready. If somebody, like, if you make it known, like not verbally so much, but if you show somebody through body language, hey, I'm trying to get my ass away from you. You know, when you go to leaning back or leaning away, and they keep leaning towards you, then I'm mad. Then I'm to the point where it's like, hey, Bo, like, do you mind getting the fuck up out my bubble just by an inch or two? Like, I can smell what you ate.
Stand on the mic. Stand on the mic.
What? Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Do you mind just getting the fuck out of my bubble? Just for a few, give me a few inches. I feel like your breath's awful, you know. Plus, if somebody's that close enough to talk to you, if they wanted to, they could stick you, shoot you, do whatever they, you know what I mean? They're just too close.
Yeah,
I don't
a lot of
like
those
people getting
situations.
inside just.
yeah, you got a lot of situations about
I
getting.
like to be conscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, bullets travel long distances too. Like they don't got to be up next close to you.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sure you're aware, brother.
Oh, but it's
The movie you should see is called American Sniper.
I love that movie.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay,
My
'cause the
wife
guy, he
has a
shoots people
thing
from really
for,
far away.
What's the dude? Marky Mark. She thinks he's real hot.
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper.
He is a good looking cat.
Brantley sets the perimeter when he goes places.
What?
Motherfucker, dude. Wow. I
He
miss
saves
that.
money on tour. He doesn't need a security team. He is his own security team.
Yeah, these people are gonna be watching this podcast thinking I'm like a doomsday guy or nothing.
Are you? You
got an underground.
You got some cans in a basement.
We'll
You
talk
got
about
cans of
that.
beans.
Yes.
Oh, you can put that live on there. All right.
You got some dehydrated fruit
I
somewhere.
just bought a farm near my hometown, and there was a like basically rumors for years that this gangster had come down from New York and built a farm down there, and there were alligators on it, and this, that, and other. We're in Northeast Georgia. There are no alligators. Soon after I bought the property, we went out fishing, and there was an alligator there.
No shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Was it rumored that was the property?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know it, but I bought the property that we'd heard about all those years. And the previous owner took me down and showed me this guy had built a fort, man. And when I say, I won't go too in depth on this, but like there were always rumors that there were tunnels, and there are tunnels on the Summit Gun.
No
A
shit.
bunker and a bunch of tunnels that go off in a bunch of different.
You found that after you bought it?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. That's a nice little surprise.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
neat.
You're gonna stock it up, huh?
We're gonna turn it into a
No
school.
question.
A school.
Yeah, like a micro school. My wife's building it's like a homeschool school
Yeah.
type thing.
Like, they're called pods, right?
It's slightly different, but I think similar in ways.
Mm.
It's like I think the way it works is this is her thing. So I try not to take anything away from it, but like parents will say they're homeschooling their kids and they bring them here. And basically, I love it because I know my wife. You know, these kids will be learning about faith. They'll also be spending a lot of time out on the farm, learning how to do stuff outside, catching fish, like cook stuff. But they'll learn history and they'll be protected. So, I'm excited about it for her, man. She's like I said, she's a rock star. So, yeah, the farm I think is going to turn into. Eventually, we'll build a house on it, and move over. Right now, it's all about deer, ducks, and fish.
Land, air, and sea.
Yeah.
Y'all don't smoke, do you? Y'all smoke?
I'll take it.
Here we go.
I don't want to be selfish.
We got that game coming up.
You're going to be perfect. Dude, you're going to be like comfortable in the box and everything.
Mom's home.
Super tasty, right?
First time,
That is tasty.
First time Will and I ever smoked weed together. What were you asking that came up? But Talon taught you that.
I thought you taught me that.
Well, Talon taught me that. We were talking about. Oh no, we were talking about.
I was kind of like,
He was asking like
how long to hold it in? Like,
no, it was like how do you? He's only done it like a pipe or something like that. He's like, how do you do it up a joint? And the way my wife explained it to me was like, you take a hit and you're like, mom's home, like as if she was like walking through the door, like she caught you.
yeah.
Now
the
every time
timing
we
on-
smoke, that's what he does.
Yeah.
First time I ever smoked on the bus.
That one
That
time?
was the first time I ever smoked on the
Oh,
bus.
yeah, because you did it with Chris.
Yeah.
Should
We
I,
had a,
should I do my shout out?
oh yeah, do your shout out because we've already done ours.
So my shout out, no free shout out, goes to the chocolate piece at the bottom of an ice cream drumstick.
Oh, come on, dude. fucking nailed it. Well,
Hey, you felt good about
I
that
did,
one,
I
huh?
did, I did.
yeah.
That was money.
'Cause I was we were at this ice cream spot to where they're putting the ice cream in the waffle cone, and I was getting toward the bottom of it, and I was like, man, I wish there was that little chocolate piece. I was still hopeful too. I
Yeah.
was like, man, I hope there's a chocolate piece down at the bottom of this thing. And there wasn't, but I was like, oh, this would be a killer shout out. Enough for shout outs. Grab my phone, write it in.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta
That's a
remember
hitter.
that one. Yeah.
That one almost you could have just said, and we could have ended the podcast right there. We interrupt this episode to bring you more labs. I don't know about you, but I can't drink as much as I could in college without feeling like shit.
Even just a few drinks has you feeling like crap these days. And in a world where being pulled in 1,000 different directions, you can't afford to miss a day.
More Labs created this nifty lifesaver of a drink called Morning Recovery that helps prevent rough mornings after drinking.
Similar drinks have existed in Korea for a long time, but there are no options like it in the US that worked. So their founder quits his job at Tesla. That's right, Tesla, to fix that and create Morning Recovery.
It's super simple. All you have to do is drink one Morning Recovery while you drink or before you go to bed.
It contains super herbs, vitamins, and minerals to help you bounce back, and a proprietary blend of electrolytes to rehydrate you.
So you can have fun at night and
Well
feel
done.
good the next day. Feel like a real human like you did when you were 21.
They conducted a clinical study, and users of Morning Recovery felt up to 80% better than those without Morning Recovery across various symptoms after drinking.
Morning Recovery has made Pedialyte its bitch.
I was like, oh, wait, where is
I was like, where's he reading?
Call to action. Go to morelabs.com. That's morelabs.com and use code BOYS for 20% off your first order of Morning Recovery.
Back to this episode.
I mean, we could end it. However, I don't think we did a good. I don't think like we talked through this whole reclining the seat in the airplane thing. I think if you pay for the seat,
Mhm.
the seats are built for that little bit of extra leg room, and I think it's perfectly fine
I
to
think if-
recline your chair,
There are literally articles.
unless somebody like you was behind me and asked me beforehand,
Mm.
hey, if you could not recline your seat,
I
I
would
would
never.
greatly appreciate
I
it.
would never.
Then I
Or
would think
maybe
about
just
it.
out of consideration, like if you see a giraffe behind you, maybe don't do it.
But maybe I'm
Yeah.
not looking to see who's behind me.
Maybe you're
That's
not.
just awareness. You see me walking down the aisles. And you know, if you're on Southwest, I always tell, hey, listen, brother, it is what it is. I'm going to sit in that window seat if that's all right.
So you never recline your seat.
Not if I'm in a regular seat. No, if I'm in first class or if I'm in the eggs row, which I don't even know if the eggs row does recline.
I've seen you recline plenty of times. You're a liar.
Brother, I'm just letting you know. And there are actual articles that came out about how airlines put the most minimum possible amount you can put in. There are that old extra leg room thing. There is none. And you know the little spot under the chairs where your back's supposed to go? I can't do that sometimes because the little thing will hit my knees.
On a lot of,
Or so I can't put my legs out.
Advantages to being.
There's way more positives than negatives, but when you're riding on a tin can, 30,000 in the air, that just happens to be one con. It
Yeah.
just happens to be what it is.
your knees are lower than the little dashboard.
If I'm sitting regular and I open the little dashboard thing, it comes down, it doesn't lay all the way flat.
Yeah, but I'm saying your knees, like it's under the little dashboard. Like it might touch the bottom.
No.
I know what you mean. Like, because it's the same way with me.
Yeah.
People recline in front of me all the time, and I'm not.
Everyone
I'm not-
feels a
yeah.
certain way when somebody
I'm not,
reclines.
I'm not complaining like a little bitch about somebody reclining on the
It's just
back.
a pet peeve. It's not a complaint like a little bitch, and I need you to button that up a little bit, Will. I need you to button that up a touch.
We needed that
Boy,
for social
yeah.
media. We needed that
Big
for, we needed that for the.
going after it in here. I'm going yonder way.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
What do you guys think about the reclining? I'd like to get more opinions in here.
Mitch is ready.
Have a little enthusiasm.
I'm with Taylor. I fucking hate it. And the people that do it in front of you are the worst scumbags of all time.
Oh my God.
Worst
That is
scumbags of all time.
aggressive.
They are
That's
top
aggressive,
five.
but because you took my side, I'm going to agree with everything you just said.
There's nothing worse because like I never recline my seat because I just think it's disrespectful, and I'm not going to do that to the person behind me unless it's like a little kid. But
If it's a little kid, that's the pro,
yes, exactly. But the people that do it to me, I'm like, what are you doing,
brother.
You're getting an extra inch of like leaning back. It's not even.
You get a little bit more comfort because
Get yourself a neck pillow.
I got
Get
some-
yourself a neck
I
pillow.
got some lower lumbar instability, and it helps me recline and take a little bit of pressure off the spine.
So take a sweater, roll it up, and put it behind your back, Will. For God's sakes. JP, what do you got?
I think that it should be a rule.
You take it, you put it behind your back, and then it helps with the lumbar support. That will, for as bad as my knees are, Will's back's just as bad.
That old
He's
lady
got that.
behind
You know what
man, I
happened?
need your
What happened?
sweater.
So when I flipped you in the pool,
Oh no.
A year ago,
remember the whole next week? I was like,
our
bro,
homeboy here,
I
he's
fucked
from
my shit
Missouri.
up.
Missouri, they wrestle out there.
Oh, I love Missouri.
So I've tried to wrestle Will on 3 separate occasions. All 3 times I've gotten tossed. He puts that hip on me and tosses my ass out of there.
I've been successful.
He's gonna get his though. I gotta wait till he's not paying attention because my boy is quick twitch. I'll be honest, and he'll get low on you quick and kind of get under the armpits a little bit. He does a good job. You can tell he's trained. You can tell he's trained.
Gotcha. Everything
I'll give him his flowers.
Flower ear. We gotta get you.
I got a little bit on the left.
Oh yes, you do, sir. Oh, he means fucking business. There you have it.
No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Like Cody's are
I got-
fucking swollen to where you can barely see the hole.
This one
Yeah.
right here, I got a touch right there. I cut some guy in college, swolled up. I was terrified.
Nice.
I was gonna
You cut him.
cut. Like if a cut is when like you go high to low and take out
Oh,
their
yeah,
knees.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. See, this is where we speak different language.
It's all right, brother. I'm
JP, what did you say? Did you say you're with it or not?
Oh, the planes?
Yeah.
What the hell did you say?
He's hostile right now, huh? Call me a little bitch.
I know.
What
I
did you
didn't
say,
say
JP?
anything. Yeah. No, I said personally I don't do it because I feel bad, but I think planes because I want to do it and I just feel bad. But I think planes should make everybody recline once you reach a certain area, so then everybody can lean back and there's no harm, no foul.
I'm
not
with
a
you.
bad
You
deal.
can recline as well, like when somebody reclines.
But it should be like mandatory.
Here's the
mandate.
trick. You recline it literally as you're taking off. Everybody feels a little bit of pressure leaning back. You hit the little recline, then it's like a natural.
Now here's what
People won't even
that does
notice.
happen to me because my legs go out and I'll hit that little
They're
button
noticing.
and I'll end up being reclined. I'll end up being reclined sometimes.
happens.
It just happens.
No, but that's an accident because it is on ascent. I'll look over and I'll be like not even with the other chair. I'm like, oh fuck, and I'll like.
Then you're good, man.
No, you have the luxury of a first class seat or an exit row seat. Be my guest. You own the plane. But you sitting in Gen Pop, you need to be a leader. You need to be a leader. I'm just saying.
Jack,
Where you
Jack,
at?
where you
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're saying commercial, I think there's 2 seats you're allowed to do it, and it's the ones in front of the exit row where there's only 2, and you get your favorite seat in Gym Pop, the real extra leg room.
Yeah.
You're sitting in front of that seat, then
Hey,
it's all dead.
That might be the best seat in the house. Actually.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not a big recline guy just because when you're tall enough and you get that knee pressure, especially if you're on a flight from like LA to Nashville, fuck that. That's
It's never
miserable.
It's never gentle and always aggressive.
Yeah, and it's
a-
always
It's a hard
it's
hit.
always like a 50-year-old lady who's like, in my mind, she's already yelling at me and like doing all this bullshit. She's like,
Yeah.
"You're not good enough for this plane, so I'm gonna take your room." So I'm
Right.
already angry. And
That might be a little bit of something.
That's
but-
that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
so, but I say no. But I guess at the end of the day, you pay for your seat.
Yeah, I mean the button's there for a reason. I'm just saying it's a scumbag move.
It is.
And especially the little people, dude. Not little people, but like if you're 5'4", well you got all the leg room. You can kick them little feet out, dude. Your feet probably don't even touch the ground. Like you just let yourself chill. I didn't like the way Garrett asked for that mic.
No, I just got a question. If a little kid is in front of you and they go to lean back, have you ever just
If I'm aware, buddy, I don't need to put the hand. I put that knee right in the middle.
I have-
They go to do it, and that's why I have to look at my boys downstairs and go, "Hey, you guys got to fight this battle." 'Cause some people hit you and be like, start pushing it back, and I fucking put this thing in there like, brother, that is not the game.
I've
we're playing
definitely
today."
given the
A little kid does it.
yeah
Bitch, stay on your switch.
yeah
and
you're
finish this
little,
fight.
dude. Like I've definitely done that. I also am guilty of.
dude.
I'm also guilty of sitting down and giving it a little bit before we even move.
I'm a big dude. I'm a big
I'll
leg
cheat a
guy.
little.
Like put my legs up to where my knee needs that room and everything else, and I like slowly make contact with it. And if it goes up a little bit, it goes up. But I'm not trying to be disrespectful. But my knee, like it's like, yo, they want to lean back. He
Oh,
must
it's
be
as
tired.
far
or
as it
something.
goes. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that one's broken.
Yeah.
That one's broken. See what you're getting here. I don't know if you're putting the pieces together. You got a me guy as a teammate today.
The last
Sir,
thing I
can you
just
close
said
the
is-
window, sir? Oh, as soon as we go up, I gotta be comfortable. I paid for the seat. For me, it's like we're all in this thing
No,
together.
no,
No,
no.
one really wants to be sitting on this point.
When I
Let's all get there as a team.
When I recline,
Yeah,
there's probably a reason I'm doing it. It's not like I always recline every flight, and I just think to myself like I just don't think twice about going back if I need to recline because the button is there for a reason. And like I just said, when you said the me guy thing, like when I put my legs up because I need the room, I don't like try to like head it to where I need the space or let them know that I'll be putting my legs up. I just slowly, if I make a little contact, I try to get myself comfortable with the space that I have. If I want to be a little bit more comfortable, then
you figure out
for that comfort.
You
That's
feel
why they got Comfort Plus.
you figure out to get yours the most polite way possible.
Fucking amazing.
Do what?
You figure out the best way to get yours the most polite way possible. Excuse
Yeah.
me, sir. Can you please put down that window? Everybody else in the flight is probably like, God damn, he just asked for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you turn back. I forget
in
what
a
you
polite
said.
way.
He's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that.
He looks
Because
like
you even said
he
that
looks
you
like
wanted
said,
it
hey,
like
do you
that.
mind? Yeah, because I want it, but it ain't my jurisdiction, brother. I want it. Listen, I want all the things you want. If I could just lay down on the fucking ground for the whole flight, that'd be great. But I don't do it because I didn't fucking. I'm just making sure everyone else is enjoying themselves too. He looks back at me during that, and I was like, "What did you just do?" And he starts telling me this whole story about him and his uncle and these kids. They go to Wendy's and they get meals, and he should have had fries, but he didn't have fries. And the uncle's like, "Hey, you always get your fries," and goes up and grabs the fries. Because me, also another thing I don't do, unless it's devastating, like blue cheeses on my food, I do not send my food back. If I want that steak medium rare and that thing comes out well done, I'm gonna eat that fucking steak.
Yo,
I'm eating that fucking steak.
no, man.
Those vegetables
there's a
come
way
out
to
a little
communicate.
cold. Hey, it wasn't cooked all the way through. I'm gonna crunch the shit out of those vegetables. Right, this
Hell
jaw's
yeah.
putting work
I
in.
feel you on
Yeah.
that.
I'm not gonna sit there. Have you seen the movie Waiting?
What is it?
Waiting. It's like a Ryan Reynolds movie. He's a waiter at this place that kind of looks like Shenanigans, and it's
Oh.
like a raunchy comedy. It's awesome. It's hilarious. And they go, one lady, lady's being a bitch. She sends her steak back. They start putting dandruff in it, spitting in it. And my mom worked in that community. I've been to Harold's.
There
They
was
do that.
gross shit in that movie.
But that's when that lady's being a
forgot
bitch. I
that
think
was-
there's a way to communicate and handle all these situations, man.
Excuse me, do you mind? Can I just? No, fuck, dude. That shit. Taylor did that a couple weeks ago. She felt terrible about it, but I still had to let her know that was not okay. You eat the food that's given to you. Now, if there's blue cheese on there, I'm gonna send that shit back. I'm
Blue
just-
cheese, yeah.
Blue cheese is not my fucking thing. But yeah, man.
I get that. Now, if the steak's got to be right, or at least close to right.
And if that's your truth, brother, you can have it.
Yeah, I mean,
He said, well done, I'm going to eat that thing.
I'm gonna eat I'm gonna chew that jerky down.
No, man.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna eat it, and I'm gonna talk shit about it as I'm eating it.
mine.
I'm gonna
if
leave
it's
him like, that shit was
cold
awful.
blue or something, or like still breathing. I'm
You like
actually
your
just
steak?
go throw it back in there for a minute. But if it's too well done, I'll eat it because I don't want to have to cook a whole nother one.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying. I see where you're navigating to.
Yeah.
You struck me as a guy that's like, ma'am, just make sure the cow's mooing. Like you say that type of dad joke. Yeah. Cut it. Make sure it's mooing and send it over, honey. That's how like I was getting from you, you know?
Shoot the son bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was
Make
that
sure it's
movie?
still bleeding.
The Cowboy Way. Y'all remember that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, somebody remembers that? No, fuck you don't. You're all young as fuck.
How old are you?
38.
Yeah, you're old. It's tough.
You're getting up there.
Bro,
What do you think about when you hit 40? I mean,
I got to quit smoking at 40.
that's it. You're giving yourself a 2-year buffer.
Mm.
You gotta start doing those.
So I got a dude that I met him through Jelly Roll. Had a guy out. It's like a nutritionist guy, and so it
Jelly
seemed
Roll's
like a really
nutritionist?
good idea, huh?
Jelly Roll's nutritionist.
Yeah, dude. All right, so this dude's name's George Lockhart, and him and Presley are the two guys, and
You think he put.
I know what the fuck you getting at, but listen, goddammit, that's my boy.
Joey's good. Yeah, Joey's great.
Yeah.
But
Joey's our boy,
Joey will go
man.
through bouts of like working out. Like he came on the bus one time, and I think he had a gallon of warm water and lemon juice in it.
Yeah.
Bubba, I'm doing this. Bubba, we're doing it. Fucking this is the thing. Fucking love Jelly Roll.
But anyway, Jelly's
But I'll tell you,
nutritionist
yeah.
was putting you on game.
Yeah.
George put me on to Anthony, and Presley, like before he came to us this last time, he was in London with Tyson Fury, like in his fight camp for a minute. Basically does fight camps. And fighters are doing weight cuts and stuff like that. He's a chef, and he trains you a little bit too. So like, I'd been running that. Man, that's how I got That was 215 clean, feeling the
Mhm.
best I ever was. What the fuck were we talking about? How did I get to this?
What were we
Those
talking about?
Zins, you're like, why don't you try
Oh, you gotta
Zins?
do the Zins.
Yeah, and Presley does them things.
He's a 215
The
boy. I was
nutritionist?
feeling good.
Damn, I danced around my elbow to get to my ass. Damn.
It's good weed.
It is.
Yeah.
Them little things are little
Michigan makes good weed.
parties. What is it? Jelly. Oh, Jelly calls them get you highs.
Get you highs.
Yeah. Little mini get you highs.
Kind of like that little name. There's if you're in the nutrition and wellness landscape, you need to be in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're talking about Jelly Roll's nutritionist, I'm thinking, I wonder what that guy looks like.
Oh, he's a
And-
monster.
I bet he's a beast
I bet he's
because
a
Jelly
beast.
was telling me about him over a year ago because he was working with
Yeah.
him.
Just,
You know that Steve Will Do It's trainer? Have you ever seen him? He is massive. Like he's got to be on everything. He lives at the Red Rocks in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Lives
really?
there. And just goes where Steve tells him to go.
That is
Oh,
hilarious.
dude. Like he's got the 6-pack, he's a
HGH
bodybuilder. He's out there. Yeah. That man is fucking. But he's also a guy you're like, hey brother, if I'm trying to build some arms, like what kind of curls should I be doing? Like that's the guy you're gonna probably ask,
What kind
right?
of curl should I be doing? And
Yeah.
what
How many
kind of.
push-ups a day you do?
I can't stop thinking about this well done steak.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I just can't stop thinking about it.
Like you wouldn't. But here's what I will.
Yeah, like I wouldn't. Let me think of how I'd handle it. I would wait for the waiter or waitress to come over and probably be like, how you enjoying your meal?
Yeah.
And I think that's when I take my opportunity to be like, I'm absolutely terrified to tell you that it's a little overcooked. I'm going to eat this, but I don't want to make your job any harder by sending this thing back.
No, dude.
I'm petrified, but it tastes good. It tastes solid. And then,
However,
no, there'd be no however. I would let them say, oh no, it's not a hassle. Like we'll easily take, I bet, no, please no. And then as they're like trying to take the plate up, like, look, if you insist, and you're like, listen,
no fucking shot.
listen,
No
straight up.
fucking
Listen,
shot.
this is no problem at all. We'll do another one. And then I bet the manager will probably come out and be, hey, we'll comp this for you.
Yeah, I've seen that happen in front of me. Hey, let's get that steak for you. We're gonna pay for that steak, and you look at them and you look at their victory. But to me, it's at what cost? You just caused that waitress a whole bunch of anxiety. The chef's gonna be a little pissed off. The manager's probably gonna go say something to the chef. Now he's already been on the rocks, all right, and he's probably his home life isn't going well either. Now things are just dominoing effect. I'm thinking about the people the long ways.
Dog
I'm not looking short term.
Right.
Yeah.
But here, you weren't listening to what I was saying. I didn't say nothing. The option was there to leave it. I was like, I'm not.
Yeah, that's the option part.
Yeah, you
'Cause
just
know they're
leave
gonna
the
do
option.
right by
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
thinking about that 20% at the
Like,
end of the
listen,
bill. Which
I'm not gonna make I'm not gonna make your job harder. I'm gonna eat this. This still tastes good.
Are you a 20% guy, Tip?
Yeah, at least.
At least.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good
I used to
tipper.
be a fucking scumbag
I
in
know.
college. It was $1 and rounded up to the next dollar.
Yeah. I mean, when you're balling on a budget like that, that's what you got to do.
If say the bill is like 43 and 12.
Yeah.
But you're giving back now.
I'm
right?
giving a dollar.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm giving
That's
a dollar
crazy now.
and
yeah.
$1.88.
Hey, by the way, that coffee shop I told you about where I 100-piece them, the well is where it was. It was like $4.30 for that coffee. But I did they give the tip. It's like $1, $3, $5. You know, they have the little thing
Yeah.
they spin it around. I hit it with the $5. Let them know.
I
Oh,
do
yeah.
got a problem every now and then with that little fucking screen.
Yeah, because it's because it used to be 18 or 15, 18, 20. And now it's 18, 20 or 18, 23, 25 or even 20, 23,
18,
25.
21, and then whatever the last one is.
Yeah,
I try to get you over that 20.
I go to that last one.
But a lot of these places didn't start doing the, hey, charge for a tip before the service happened. Now they're just, everybody's flipping it around and they're charging, they're asking for a lot more of a tip. Like even you go to the spot that says $1, $3, $5. They didn't used to have that at all. Ever since the whole COVID thing and you were supporting small businesses and every restaurant was doing it because everybody's trying to help everybody stay in business at that point.
Yeah.
But even after that, all the business owners know, like, hey, keep that on there.
Yeah.
Let's raise it another percentage.
No
or two.
question.
Yes.
And so you think they're trying to get you in that situation?
So sometimes,
Yeah.
like if say I'm at $5 Bakery, this is $5 Bakery, phenomenal. And you're just grabbing a donut and putting it in the box and
Singular.
handing it to me. There ain't no tip that need to be involved with that, my man. I'm gonna hit the no tip. I'm gonna keep it moving.
Yo.
Hold on, I got a question. Do you
Is that wild?
would you rather have the option to round up
For $1? Like, hey, just help a charity? Absolutely. I'm going to hit yes every time.
I go to PetSmart. Every time I go to
every
PetSmart,
time.
would you like to donate $10 for the dogs that don't have owners or whatever? And I'm
Yes.
like, yes. Boom. And
Yeah.
I do the 10. I do it. I fucking have to. It's karma. You're gonna get that back.
No,
You're gonna get that back 10
brother.
times.
No.
That's weird. You guys been seeing the boy giving lately, and seems like everything's going
Brother,
pretty
you
well on my
give
end.
with the intent to receive. That ain't giving.
No, brother.
I gotta load the karma bucket to get some positive vibes in return. That ain't what.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I do. But it don't matter how, you're still giving.
This ain't the. They don't ask how. They don't ask how. They ask how many. This
Yeah.
ain't that.
This is that.
No.
Especially what I just fucking said to you.
Yeah.
We got 2 hours, less than 2 hours,
gotta-
so we
we
have to
gotta
be at the
start
ballpark,
preparing.
and I gotta get a ball glove. A ball glove? I gotta get a glove. Bring
gotta
some more,
get
bring some more of those get you highs when we get to the ballpark. Those things are
I got a whole
elite.
They are.
We got to fly back to Nashville though, because we're in Michigan right now doing this podcast. Correct?
Oh yeah.
We got to hurry up and get there, boys. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe, rate 5 stars. Is there anything you'd like to plug before you?
Man, just thank y'all for having us out today. We got a little thing y'all were talking about, Jelly Roll. We're working on a little album together.
Hell yes.
That should be out pretty soon. Come see us this summer on tour with Nickelback. And it's going to be a hell of a show. Thank y'all boys for having me, man.
Man,
I
thanks
really
for
do
coming on,
appreciate
bro.
it.
That was a lot of fun.
Any place you can get tickets?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Where?
Corner.
Aaron, tell me.
Your website, baby.
My website, BrantleyGilbert.com. That's the one, folks. Check it out.
BrantleyGilbert.com.
Hope you love it.
Big hugs, tiny kisses.
Hey, that was a great time.
Hey, that was
dude.
fun.
That was a great.